Video to public and broadcast is live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Gamers at Large podcast. We're on what, episode 10 now? Good grief. And yeah, starting over here from the left on to the right, we're going to go over here with Gilligan, new to the podcast. Go ahead, intro.
Insecure vaginas. Insecure vaginas.
Okay, interesting intro. Go ahead, dude. Seriously.
Alright, yeah, what's up, guys? It's, the Gilster here from the True Nintendo Fans Group. And, yeah, if you like to join my Facebook group, you can ask me so.
Okay. And up next, we got the little me that could, who's always doing his thing. Go ahead, little me.
Hey, Jamie Butterworth here, signing in for the podcast, playing Call of Duty Ghosts at the same time, just trying not to get too distracted.
Me too.
Is that Ghost on Wii U?
Yes, it is.
And
Is that not awesome or what?
okay.
I'm playing it on the gamepad.
Sidetracking
With
much?
the Wiimote.
Up next, we got Death. Hey, Death.
What's up, everybody? I couldn't get my Michael Wincott voice because I don't smoke, so hope everybody's having a nice time tonight. We got a good show lined up.
Okay. And up next, we got Mr. T.
Hey there, fools. It's Mr. T, back again for another podcast.
There we go. And up next, we got Nathan Tull, a.k.a. GN Tech TV, a.k.a. GamerNate78, a.k.a. What's the next one?
Children of the Net.
Yeah, Children of the Net. There you go. Children of the Net. I forgot about that one.
Oh, man.
I forgot one.
Why can't you just say GN Tech TV? GamerNate78 of GN Tech TV.
Because I like messing with you, dude.
Yeah, I know. What's up, everybody? GamerNate78 of GN Tech TV, and Quan wears panties at night.
Oh,
dang.
Look, dude, really now? Really now?
Dang!
Oh, Lord. He's projecting his fetishes on me now.
Oh, come on now. No.
Oh,
Where is this podcast going?
Yeah,
No,
That's what I'm
no.
saying,
Hey,
dude.
you started it.
Dude, there's a difference between trolling and flaming, and you, sir,
Flame on!
flamed, seriously flaming.
Hey, dude, don't tell me about smoke coming from your panties. I don't know what the hell the problem is.
I have to teach him how to properly troll Mr. T. I have to take on one of my other accounts and show him how it's done.
Oh,
Don't do it to
jeez.
Oh, dear God, please don't.
No
I've already
problem
got
with the
Bond
fact.
trolling me, RXL trolling me, the Rated D trolling me.
Oh, Lord. Anywho, and of course, this is QMC, Quan Manchu, the Quan Man, whatever you want to call me. Just don't call me wearing panties at night, unlike some people like to say here.
It's
Good.
really disturbing to even think about it.
You're so weird, dude. Seriously, man. Where
Hey,
do you
that
get
right
this stuff
there
from?
is classic from Corpus Christi, Texas. Classic rock C101, bro.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
All right, so
okay.
now we need to restart this
Oh,
whole
shut-
thing.
Rex
No.
Gabriel in the morning. He's no longer there now, though. But back
I can
when
see
I
why.
lived in Corpus, he did every Thursday morning. He had what was called Poetry from the Blotter. And what it was is he would read the stupid crimes reports, and he would do it in a poetic voice, and he would always end it with somebody or someone finding one pair of woman's panties, and he would do that voice, and one pair of woman's panties, and you would just look for how he was going to put it in there, and it was just freaking hilarious every time.
Okay.
You didn't do it justice.
I know, because I'm not Rex Gabriel. He had the perfect voice for that comedy skit.
I just trolled you right there, see?
Yeah.
See, now that's how it's done. Remember, you always go a little bit. You peek over the edge. You don't go hopping over.
Somebody
That's
man
what's
got
messing with you, man. Damn, don't get your
Oh,
panties
come
in a
on.
twist.
Oh my God! You're so sensitive.
Did
And now
I
we
just
need to
do
start
what you
over.
said?
Yeah, we need
Did
to start
I
all
just
over now.
do what you said, Quad?
Oh, he's all over the place, dude.
Now we need
Okay.
to start over.
And okay, here we go. Let's rewind this again.
Yes,
Anyway,
yeah.
who's got the first topic for tonight?
Oh, I do. The topic is the Wii U is not selling well at all. Psych!
What? I missed.
He's talking about the Wii U sales in Japan and the Wii U selling out here at the Wii U bundle selling out at Target and Best Buy. Am I right?
Oh, the Mario bundles.
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay, well, the thing is with that, I'm still take a wait and see attitude, only because gamers can be a very fickle bunch. I'm telling you right now, one moment something's hot, the very next week it's not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take a wait and see attitude, but I will say this much: congrats to Nintendo for meeting their second quarter numbers like they wanted to, in a quick time.
Yep.
I ain't got one thing to
that
say
much
as far as GameStop's concerned. I will take whatever they say with a grain of salt, because more than likely all they did was get in 25 of those things and they sold out, and they're going to say sold out.
Yeah, I mean, sold out. What does that mean? You sold out your 15 copies? I mean, that don't mean a lot. So just wait and see. I'm sure it did better. I'm sure they're doing good. The memento has shifted a little bit. It's, but let's just chill out for a minute. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, they're gonna pick up in numbers as soon as they get the big, first party titles coming out, and as soon as they get the those second stringers coming out there, as far as like the indies that are really heavy hitters, which there are a few.
Let me tell you, can I give you one insight from the interview that me and Shaner did with Michael Pachter?
Spoiler alert. Go ahead.
Michael Pachter pretty much, he kind of painted it right exactly what the issue is right now as far as third party versus Nintendo. It ain't because the system's weak. It ain't because of this. It ain't because of that. It's because Nintendo doesn't want to pay them to put their game on their system.
That's true. I think we
all knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we all pretty much knew that.
Yeah.
Me and Pachter got in over that too. I said I don't care if it is that. That ain't the way it should be. And he comes back and says that, well, it may not be the way it should be, but it is the way it is. And I'm like, well, you know what? That needs to change.
Right.
I'm like, you look at. I brought up the point of Grand Theft Auto 5. How many copies did that sell between the two systems? 29 million first week. And you're telling me they couldn't have sold at least 2 million on the Wii U if they'd actually brought it to the Wii U and did a good port of it? He actually said, no, it would have probably sold about 2 million. So I said, then why does Nintendo need to pay them?
You know why? Because they just want the extra money.
Because that's the way it is now. If you remember back to when EA was talking about their games, they were talking about the business that wasn't there. That's what they meant. Nintendo wasn't paying them. Nintendo wasn't going to pay them what they wanted for their titles. That's what they meant by.
Well, I ain't got one thing to say. Third parties, get over it. You don't need to be being paid by anybody to make your games. You're already going to make your money off your games selling if you actually do your back up. If you do your job, right the first time, you will make more than whatever company pays you to begin with.
But that's the Western way now, man. That's the
thing that kills me. Is it just seems like the current climate of this industry is just becoming more and more toxic, at least towards the players themselves. It's ridiculous to me.
The thing is, though, they actually use all the vitriol that we spout against each other as key points to their advertising. If you listen very carefully, it's like that whole Play It Loud campaign, but not as fun. You know what I'm saying? If you take a look, they poke little jabs like what they did prior to the whole E3. Remember how Sony was like, oh, so Nintendo's bringing a new Mario. Yeah. Oh, by the way, this is what we're showing. They take little jabs, and they're playing on this whole fanboyism that we have and not realizing, gamers don't realize one thing. If you just enjoy the games for what they are, at the end of the day, you're not screwing yourself. But if you sit up here and sit on one side of the fence versus the other, how many games do you miss out on?
Right. See, that's the thing. We're happy. Well, some of us are very, very happy that the industry is turning to basically bending to the will of the hardcore gamers, quote unquote hardcore gamers. But to me, that's not a good thing. That's not when the hardcore gamers know they can piss and moan and get whatever they want, and then the game companies are going to bend to those wills. That's not always the best thing for the industry. Because then you miss out on certain types of games. We ain't gonna get certain types of games. Everybody's gonna be a Me Too shooter, that kind of thing is gonna happen. You're gonna have stale, you're gonna have a stale market.
Well, you know what? Hopefully, we could have a nice little game like Ram Bam that'll really put them in their places.
Oh yeah, Ram Bam would be awesome.
Yeah. I would totally play that game.
It would be great.
The modern day Duke Nukem.
So y'all want to see that, huh?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'd play Ram Bam the game. Oh Lord.
Action's balls to the walls action.
You could even be funny and sit up here and make a whole thing just based on that alone.
We ain't gonna turn this into the Ram Bam podcast. Let's.
I know, just messing with you. No, but on a serious note, all that aside, but like I said, if people just enjoy their games, enjoy the systems, and let the market thrive, we'd be surprised what the competition between the big three could really churn out. Because, like I said, the best era in gaming was back when you had competitors on an even keel. Sega and Nintendo were going neck and neck.
92,000
Yep.
the best.
Well,
Yep.
on that note though, there's one thing I'm glad you said that, brought up the whole Sega and Nintendo. The reason why I think that was a better rivalry was because you didn't get the same game on each system.
Right.
If Nintendo had, for instance, if Nintendo had Call of Duty Ghosts, Sega was going to get Battlefield 4.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
My perfect example was Nintendo got X-Men Mutant Apocalypse. Sega went and got X-Men Blood Ties. The difference was Sega went and got like the characters that wasn't on the Mutant Apocalypse game.
Right.
That's the kind of
Right.
thing. You didn't get the same exact game, and you didn't have stuff happening like people finding out you copy and paste stuff Activision into
Yep.
games because you got to get them out on this annual basis.
Right.
The
difference is that those companies want you to pay for that different game now.
And they want you to pay for this. They want you to pay for that, and then on top of that, they want to kill you with microtransactions. They want you to get DLC because if you're gonna copy and paste, then there's no reason for me to buy DLC because that means you finished the game, right?
Right. Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. I've been, I'm on that page.
At some point, I mean, and the whole console war thing, that's just been blown out of proportion because Sony and Microsoft actually kind of need that to happen.
That's a marketing strategy.
Because that's the strategy. Because both of them, if you look at strictly their gaming divisions, they are bleeding money. The only one that's making money is Nintendo.
Right.
The only one sitting with a $5 billion profit is Nintendo.
But that's bad. They should be spending all that money. That's bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The only one sitting with a $5 billion profit in the bank is Nintendo. The other two. Yeah, you got Sony selling off and closing down divisions. You got Microsoft hiding a $2 billion loss, and they stockholders pretty much saying the Xbox One is your last chance. If you don't make no money off this, we cutting you.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, I would like to see a return of the day when you've seen a Super Castlevania on a Nintendo system and a Castlevania Bloodlines on a. Well, we already know that system's no longer around and the company's no longer around in the same form.
Yeah.
Right.
But you get my point.
Yeah.
Where you basically have different flavors of different franchises to fit a certain market. And like I said, a Nintendo market is not the same as a Sony market. It's not the same as a Microsoft market. If these guys would start putting their games out according to these different markets, there wouldn't be a need for them to sit up here and stretch themselves out overly thin, you know what I'm saying, with a big marketing blitz and all this other crap. They just come up with specifically target games, and that's it. They would cut their losses, down quite significantly if they were to tailor make their games for each market.
And the funny thing is, Ubisoft was kind of doing that with the Wii.
If you do that,
they
though,
had to.
Here's the funny thing: if you do that, though, then third parties can't dictate how the industry gonna go. Because remember, EA pretty much said that. that Sony and Microsoft came to them and had their input in making their new systems, which I believe is garbage. They just sat up there and said, "You gonna do this, and we'll go that way. We'll go that route."
Right.
That's how that whole 2011. Because people don't know, like people sitting up there and have short-term memory loss.
Yeah.
2011,
gamers, yes.
EA walked on E3 stage, stood right by Satoru Iwata, and straight up said, "We have an unprecedented relationship with Nintendo." 2012 is, for lack of a better word, beat Nintendo.
Oh Lord!
I'm like that. Hey, I beeped it out.
No, you needed a longer beep for all the stuff they said about
Yeah.
Nintendo.
And then you get a new president at EA, and now he's like, after that whole blow up this year at E3, oh yeah, well we're looking at each game platform, and we're gonna make it on a game by game basis. In other words, we're screwed.
Right. And the reason they did that is because DRM didn't happen the way they wanted it to.
Nah.
And now they got to backtrack.
And now with the new information coming out about the PS4, that you got to do that download patch as soon as you get it because it got DRM already in it.
Mm-hmm.
It was the same. Basically, they made an identical freaking system, man. I'm like,
No, that ain't true. We love you, Shu. That ain't true.
So yeah, I'm like, wow. I'm sitting back laughing because now all this stuff that some people are saying that was like, dude, y'all need to calm down about these new systems is starting to come out, and I'm like, people done bought into the hype, and now people gonna get mad when they get home come November 15th and November 22nd.
How many systems got to release before people see the pattern? It's the same way every system release. I don't understand why you get surprised when you don't get what you think you're gonna get. They already talking about all the features that ain't gonna be there that these fans are running around talking about.
That you're not gonna get day one.
Exactly. I mean, how many game systems got to come out for y'all understand this pattern?
Dude, that's why I tell people, if you buy at launch, you just a beta tester.
And that goes for us too. Wii U on that went for us too.
There you go. Because
I'm a beta tester.
I was a beta tester. I still am.
I mean, look how slow the Wii U was up until that one system update.
Right.
And we had to go through all that. Then the next system update, they brought in a couple of other things, a couple of little tweaks, balances, and whatnot.
We didn't have TV at launch.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to be surprised if they have one more large system update. I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, I know. I'm pretty sure it's coming.
They should have multiple. They should probably gonna have like 2 or 3 more. Honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because you're dealing with like a system that's gonna constantly. All these new systems are gonna have updates. That's why I was laughing when people gonna sit up there and think that their system ain't gonna have an update. Yes, it is. It's gonna constantly have updates, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm dying to see how long.
PlayStation 4 has an update day one.
Yeah.
So is Xbox One.
That reportedly disables DRM.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we just.
Oh, we wasn't gonna do that. Oh, bullshit.
We'll find it out when it happens.
We weren't. Honestly, we do everything that these guys that went on before us, like the day before, we're doing everything the opposite they do.
Exactly. Even though that press conference got delayed because it was running behind those curtains, changing stuff.
Quick, unplug this. No,
unplug it. I said unplug it.
Take that camera off.
Where that camera going?
Unhook the camera. We just gonna show this.
Cell phones. All cell phones over here. Give me hand over all cell phones.
They was back there, working on what is it? The Microsoft PowerPoint. They was they're changing graphics and all kinds of stuff.
Taking the slides out.
That's what happened.
Oh Lord.
500 down to 400 because we got rid of the camera.
Mm-hmm.
They were doing the same stuff.
But sir, we need the camera to do. Shut up.
We'll do a day one patch and fix all that. Don't worry.
Can you imagine how it would have been backstage to be like one of those guys? You already got all your stuff ready to go, and then Cass Harai and Jack Trin just come in there. Take all the stuff out. Take all the stuff out.
Throw it on to us.
Yeah. But we just being fanboys.
Oh Lord! But the thing is, though, I'm gonna be honest. Like I said, I'm looking into either one of the 2 of the big 3, to get, by summer, and then the next one soon after. But I'm not gonna jump in right now because, like I said, I got plenty on my table with, already 3 systems that I'm dealing with. With those others, I'll have a back catalog that I'll never have time to game.
The funny thing is that I probably would have bought maybe a PS4 a little earlier if it had backwards compatibility. But I ain't gonna be hooking up all these systems right into one TV. I can't have it.
Oh, but when I say that, I've said that to people and they say, "Oh, dude, backwards compatibility. That's so 2006. Like it's
right.
I mean, come on, dude. Seriously.
Wow. They flipped. Well, that was a selling point at one point. Oh yeah, that's why we love PlayStation because they got backwards compatibility. You can't do that in 64, GameCube, and game. They were talking about that. But now that they don't do it no more. Oh, we don't need that. That's old school.
It's kind of like analog versus digital triggers.
Right. Right.
Actually, that kind of goes into my topic a little bit.
Go for it, dude. Then let's just segue on in.
Yeah, because my topic was about the whole backwards compatibility. Is it important at a system's launch? In my opinion, personally, it is, because as we all know, if anybody knows anything about gaming, is stuff gets delayed, especially at launch. If you don't have, because everybody thinks, and this is the part that I laugh at with people, everybody thinks that Sony and Microsoft are going to have 10 AAA titles a month for their first year. They're not going to have that. They're not going to have that. Stuff is going to get delayed. Stuff is going to get pushed out of the launch window. Stuff's going to get pushed back past E3. Stuff's going to get pushed past
Don't say
Tokyo
that,
Game
dude.
Show.
That only makes sense.
These are facts. I mean,
That
I
only
wrote
makes
this
sense.
up,
Don't say
and
that.
I was told I was damage controlling. But, dude, I've been playing video game systems since, the mid-'80s. I know how this works. I know how launches work.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, Mr. T. We know how it works because we grown.
Exactly.
But I'm not.
Yeah.
But
So
I was arguing this to a dude that was, I think he's in his mid-20s. He should know something about
I'm
it.
back.
But yeah, that was my whole thing, because I'm like, dude, at some point you're gonna have to realize, because like right now, if you go and you trade in your PS3 or your 360, you're screwed, because you ain't gonna have but like two, maybe 2-3 games I think at launch that are at launch on 15th and the 22nd. The rest of them are coming in the window.
Right.
The window is from when they released to, like, I think the end of March is the first quarter window or whatever. That's the launch window. A lot of people don't know what launch window means.
Right.
Guess what? I got the ultimate backwards compatible system of all time. Fact is, I got 2 of them.
All right, Mr. PC Master Race.
One of them's called a PC.
PC.
And the funny thing is, it's not just backwards compatible; it's forwards compatible.
Sideways compatible.
And then the second device is called a Wii U. I can play Wii U games, Wii games, N64 games, Super Nintendo games, Genesis games, Master System games, Neo Geo games, all those games.
Soon enough, GameCube games.
Soon enough, GameCube games. I mean, really?
Guys. I got something about the backwards compatibility.
Is that your topic?
That's the topic, actually. Dude.
You know what's the best part? Okay, I was playing Wii Fit U, right? When I started the game, it told me that I can transfer my data from Wii Fit and Wii Fit Plus to Wii Fit U.
Yeah, it told me that too, and then my system crashed. Twice.
Damn.
Yeah, there was a workaround for that. You know.
Yeah,
that,
I know.
right?
Somebody gave it to me, but you're right though. That's very cool. I was very surprised by that.
Yeah.
So seriously, like, Sony and Microsoft should take notes on that seriously, because they would have used it for like games like Mass Effect or Killzone or something like that.
Right. But I mean, you know the reason a lot of this backwards compatibility ain't happened. Yeah, one has to do with hardware and the differences. But I would think that Wii to Wii U is pretty different hardware. That's just my opinion. I don't know that much about the tech part of it, but one of the reasons is that you ain't gonna be able to sell the HD remakes. You ain't gonna be able to push them as much.
Yeah, 6
the
months
collection,
later.
the PlayStation 3 collection on PS4, you ain't gonna be able to do that if you have backwards compatibility.
Yeah, because you can't sell that HD remake 6 months later.
Right. Exactly.
Killzone 3 HD remake.
Exactly.
I'm like, wasn't it already in HD? Don't worry about that.
Don't worry about that. It's the collection. It's the 4K collection.
They don't remember
You
it.
know, I'm gonna be real honest here. Since we're on the topic of backwards compatibility and stuff like that, it kind of lends into other subjects as well. You know, is it okay if I bring up a topic?
Go for it.
One of the things that happened in an interview, we were talking about, me and Shane and Patrick, we were sitting there talking about how, like, when PlayStation 2 came out, it destroyed all PCs on the market at that time, whenever PlayStation 2 came out, because PCs hadn't matured enough in the graphics department to reach the level that PlayStation 2 was doing for its price point inside of the box. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
PlayStation 3 and 360 come out, and they were slightly better than current gen PCs at the time, but were soon passed up within 3 to 6 months. This time right now, though, coming out, PlayStation 4, Xbox One are inferior to a current gen PC.
Yeah,
Day one launch.
Significantly behind, yeah.
Day one launch.
That's
so. Here's my topic. Why does anybody? And this is something I brought up to Pactor also. This, like I remember I told you, Quan, we had talked a little bit about the Steam boxes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing, Valve. If I'm under the understanding that Valve is wanting to do a semi-closed structure like a console, but also have the ability for future upgradability.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why did Microsoft and Sony this time around, since they were going with PC hardware to begin with, why did they not include the ability for a future date to upgrade the hardware at a authorized Sony dealer or an authorized Microsoft dealer? Because if they think that those two systems are going to last 10 years, they're already inferior out the gate, day one launch.
Well, I think the main reason is Sony gamers and PlayStation gamers and Xbox gamers are console gamers, and the idea of upgrading is not something they want to get into. Steam, Valve can get away with that because they are a PC company basically, and that's why they feel like they can get away with doing that kind of stuff. But I think that's what the reason is. That's just my opinion.
Unless they plan on making the Steam box a closed system, which I doubt that sincerely.
No.
Actually, it's going to be a semi-closed system.
It's going to be semi-closed, yeah.
It's going to have a set of specs that the manufacturers have to attain to whenever they build them, and and the fact that it's going to be using literally off-the-shelf parts, they're going for the ability to be able to upgrade it with at a certain point. Now, the thing is, both Sony and Microsoft could have done this if they had not gone with the APU design. If they would have kept it to a discrete MMC graphics card, which, if you're familiar with that, MMC cards are generally what's put into laptops. Okay? If they would have went with genuine off-the-shelf laptop MMC GPUs and then put, a separate CPU, they could, they would have been able to offer at 3 or 5 year intervals, at a 3-year mark, they could have said, upgrade your PlayStation 4 and your Xbox One with the latest MMC graphics card for your system, giving you the ability to play the upcoming latest next-gen games. And that in itself would have been a whole lot cheaper in the long run to the consumer, because, believe it or not, it is cheaper to upgrade a single part of a device than it is to go out and buy a whole new console.
See, that's the thing, though. It'd be more convenient for the consumer, but how convenient would that be for the manufacturer? And that's what they're looking at, because remember, they're already hemorrhaging money left and right. They don't want to hemorrhage any more than they have to.
Right.
So by making a system that they believe can last 10 years in a closed system, they believe they're saving money over the long haul. But to be honest with you, that's going to bite them on the ass when Nintendo ends up ending their console cycle at the 5-6 year mark and coming out with their next system.
Exactly.
Well, all I know is if they think those systems are going to last 10 years, they're sadly mistaken.
Well, I think Microsoft is not betting on that. I think what Microsoft's betting on, because that Xbox One, despite what anybody wants to try to make believe, that thing is a set-top box. It's a cable box. That is not a gaming system outright. Right. So if you think about it like that, Microsoft kind of has an idea, because that thing is a cable box. That's what it is.
It's a better version of the Philips CDI.
Do anything is a better version of Philips CDI. But in all honesty, that's what the Xbox One is. It's basically a set-top box for your TV.
For your entertainment.
Yeah, it's your entire. That's what they're trying to do. Is say this is your entire. We're bringing together everything in the living room, so you don't have to have all this other stuff. And that's why I think that's where they're trying to push this into, because if you think about it like that, then that means their competitors aren't exactly Sony and Nintendo. Their real competition is Apple TV and Google TV.
Mm-hmm.
That's who their real competition would be, and that's probably the only strategy-wise way I think they can keep Xbox, because like I said, the investors have already said, if this doesn't work, we're cutting you.
I got a feeling it's going to be hard all the way across the board, though, to tell you the truth, for all of the big three. I see that this year is going to be a good jump-off point where the consoles are going to have burst sales in the first year, similar to what the Wii U did, and then it's going to slow down quite a bit because of the fact that a lot of these gaming companies cannot simply afford to make those big-budget titles anymore.
Right, they can't.
And you only have a few companies that that are going to be making those games initially for these systems, so because they can afford it.
And the only ones that are going to be left are the gamers that are actually gamers, the ones who actually give a damn about the joy of the game, and not who else is going to be looking at me play the game that I'm looking at everybody else play. Because we like to look at the stuff that's popular, and everybody else got to play what's popular. And if you can't play what I'm playing, then blah 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 blah.
I mean, the industry cannot be sustained on Call of Duty, Battlefield, and Grand Theft Auto. It just can't. It ain't gonna be sustained that way.
Exactly.
It needs variety. But if the games cost so damn much to make, you ain't gonna get much variety. That's just how it is.
And that's what that's another thing. I'm like, are they trying to actually make games, or are they trying to make movies? Because I'm tired of playing cutscene the game.
Oh man.
Oh Lord.
I'm for real. I'm like, I can understand, because like some of those games, I honestly believe, and I think this is the truth, that they tried to ship that to Hollywood. Hollywood told them to go somewhere, and
I mean, the guy who made Beyond Two Souls is a Hollywood reject basically.
Yeah.
He couldn't get the the movies and scripts that he wanted to get out there, so he went the video game route.
Yeah.
Who here has
Wow.
hold on, let me ask you a question. Who here has ever played Saboteur? And there's a reason why. It relates to what we're talking about now.
I heard about that game.
Okay.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
If you get a chance to get a copy of the Saboteur, you can either get it on Origin. Boo.
Origin.
Did you just say Origin, dude?
Yeah. You can get it.
Good luck getting that happening.
You can get it through there. You can get it through any other place. Yes, I know, being that the stigma it has because of who is associated with, but Saboteur is a decent open world game set in the 1940s. But the thing is that really gets me is the way they pulled off cutscenes. Is a lot of them were done with the in-game engine, and a lot of times you can rotate the camera as people were talking. So
you can play director.
Something to that effect. And the thing is, that gave it more of a you're in the game feel, even when you're taken out through conversation.
Right.
Versus cutscene versus cutscene versus cutscene versus if I press this button, it's going to skip something important scene.
Yeah.
So it's better than LA Noire.
Yeah.
Or LA Noire.
Oh, you mean El Bigot Noir? Oh, that was a messed up. But for the time I get,
they had to do it.
Oh yeah.
Or it wouldn't be authentic,
It's true. It had to be very old, dude. Being Hispanic or black, watching that game was
tough.
Apologize for disappearing on you guys for a sec. I had to go set the table.
All right, no problem. All I gotta say is it was a wincing experience for me because my wife's African American and I'm Puerto Rican, so you can imagine how much of a time I had playing LA Noire.
I couldn't play it. I never finished it.
All you gotta do really just go and watch LA Confidential. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it. Look, it's LA Confidential as if Andrew Dice Clay was the director.
Wow.
Exactly.
Hey, Quan.
Yeah.
Did you know? I didn't realize it till I was looking at some playback footage of System Shock 2.
Mm-hmm.
Did you realize that the Conduit was almost an ancestor of System Shock?
The Conduit is I think you got it backwards.
No, the Conduit, the game from the Wii. Remember, all right, you remember in System Shock 2, you had the Psi powers that had the little ball you'd pull out in your hand?
Mm-hmm.
Same type of deal with the Conduit.
Okay.
It kind of made me think about the Conduit, or made me think about System Shock when I was looking at while I was playing the Conduit.
So that means System Shock is the Conduit's ancestor, not vice versa.
Well, that's what I mean. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. I'm saying that the Conduit, that the creators of the Conduit kind of look back to some of the greats like System Shock 2, because I swear to God, it made you think of it.
Now imagine
the Conduit 3DS. Oh, remember that?
I didn't know they had Conduit on 3DS.
Oh, yeah, they had a little demo. They were showing it early on in 3DS, 2011.
Yeah, there was a concept for it.
Yeah.
Can you imagine a System Shock 2 though done on the 3DS?
I would buy
how about
that.
the Wii U?
I would like to see that on Wii U, only if they really go balls to the wall with it and go over the top sequel instead of a remake. I want to see System Shock 3 on the Wii U, if anything.
Everybody wants a System Shock 3, but we got BioShock instead.
Yeah.
I think this is reminding me of a topic, actually, a good topic we should probably bring up.
Go for it.
At this point, 3DS has 35 million sold.
Mhm.
Why aren't we seeing more big games from third-party developers on it? Because obviously they would sell.
Great
Because
question.
Nintendo doesn't give them money.
Right.
There you go.
Nintendo will not let them put their hand in the cookie jar.
That
That's what it
alone-
boils down to.
That
Until-
alone should prove that what they're doing at Nintendo. You have a system here. I mean, that's flying off the shelves. 35 million sold, and just keep selling great numbers every week. But barely has any Western third-party development, any Western third-party games on it. Why is that? No money at it. That's why.
We
You know
would
the
have. We would have had an Assassin's Creed on the 3DS, but they decided to cancel it.
They put it on the
Do
Vita.
you realize?
Yeah.
Do you realize that all the third-party titles that came out on launch for the Wii U first year, 2012, were nothing more than save face titles for these third parties, to where they didn't look like they just completely said "screw you" to Nintendo right off the bat. That's all it amounts to.
Mhm.
You know what?
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo should go back to that strategy of the Dream Team. that they were trying to work
Nintendo
on.
needs to take that war chest of money that these third parties are wanting, and they need to take that money and they need to invest into Unity developers, the small-time developers, and let them have the money. Because at least then they will get titles strictly for the Wii U.
Right. That's what they should do. That
Shit.
and also and more of a get more of the third party Japanese developers and do more stuff with them. That they do a little stuff here and there with Namco and Sega, but I mean they should really push it
I think they should really woo Namco Bandai and start getting some Tales of games.
for sure. For sure.
And by
Well,
the way,
the
everybody
ones-
needs to be contacting Shinhen Multimedia and Nintendo and stating that for Fast Racing Neo, we need to have online multiplayer up to at least 8 or 16 players.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
definitely.
Back
Somebody
on
wants
that Tales.
F-Zero.
Back on that Tales subject. Didn't Tales of Symphonia make a lot of money for them on the GameCube?
Yes, it did actually.
Yes,
it
it did.
sold very well, and the sequel.
Yeah, so that's been my whole thing. I'm like, I don't understand why Namco wouldn't put it on there. I don't
That's-
understand why Namco didn't put Exilia, or not Exilia. Well, you know what? I take that back, because in Japan they did do Tales of Graces. Tales of Graces came out on the Wii in Japan. Somebody in localization over here said it wouldn't sell.
Oh,
I mean, but really, they ain't making these games for anybody. A lot of it has to do with the fact that they're barely breathing.
Yeah.
They barely have the money to sustain themselves right now.
Yeah, Namco, the Tales Studio is in trouble.
Right.
Tales Studio, not Namco, but the Tales Studio themselves is in trouble. But I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that they don't push some of their games over here. If you see like the DS and 3DS list of Tales games, you would be like, why didn't hardly any of those come over here?
Right.
that's what I just don't understand. They even had
They
crossover
want
titles.
Nintendo to publish it. They don't want to pay the money. They don't want to spend the money.
Well,
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
They could have had a lot of crossover titles. That they had a lot of ones that cross over the different various Trails series all the way into one. They had a lot of those crossover titles over there on DS and 3DS that they never bothered to bring over here. Not to mention, the fact that they could have brought even that collection of Symphonia 1 and 2, and probably even could have added Virtual Console Fantasia just as a little bit of sweetener,
Right. I mean, that audience is still here. A lot of people who fell off from PS2 to PS3, and which is about half the people if you count the numbers of the system sold. Is a lot of that has to do with they ain't getting the variety of the JRPGs and all that good stuff that they were used to from PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2. A lot of that stuff didn't happen in on the third system.
Yeah, I do like my JRPGs, but I think what another thing that's happening with the JRPG is like there's a lot's been said that like a lot of developers their JRPGs don't sell well over here, and bullshit. I kind of agree to a point.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Do you remember when Teen Titans was a big thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember the voice of Scott Menville, the voice of Robin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, do you remember the stink that they caught when they changed in Tales of Symphonia, the sequel that they had?
Yeah, Dawn of the New World.
Yeah, Dawn of the New World. When they had it and they changed Lloyd Irving's voice, the stink they got over it, as well as the other actors that they changed over. Okay, if it wasn't that popular, why on the blue hell were people sitting up here raising such a stink?
Because, that's that. Now, me personally, I enjoy JRPGs, but it goes back to that thing that we said a couple weeks ago. You got people who they are quick to do a knee-jerk reaction to anything, and some people just hover around. If somebody says they didn't like something, then they'll take it to the extreme. And we see it all the time. So, like with Tales of Symphonia, Dawn of the New World, I heard a lot of people, they were complaining about it. Me personally, I liked it. But they were complaining. And the voices was one thing, but they didn't get any of the original cast back. They didn't get none of them. And I didn't have a problem with it.
It took some getting used to some of the changes in the voices and whatever, but I mean, that aside, I like the story, was okay. At least they did not pull what they did with Chrono Cross. Yes, I'm still aching over what they did with Chrono Cross.
Oh, dude, everybody is.
That should have been an original game. It shouldn't have been a Chrono anything, and I don't care. The fact that they had the 3 characters neotonized, I'm sorry, dude. Oh, no. That's headache-inducing right there. Oh, Square Enix, seriously, Chrono, do it.
Well, that's what I don't understand. What Square be thinking sometimes. 'Cause I'm like, dude, y'all just sitting on franchises.
But they're best developers with Monolith Soft. They're the best people now.
Yeah, they're the only other name that I notice in there is Nomura, and they got Nomura basically running ragged.
Right.
Yeah. Trying to get Kingdom Hearts 3 and that Final Fantasy, now it's 15, out.
While we on that, does Yuji's not still with Sega anymore, is he?
Yuji kind of is. He kind of still does Sega, but I think he has his own studio too.
Yeah. That reminds me. Do you remember this game Yuji Naka was making? It was like some kind of flying game for the 3DS and Wii.
Talking about the pirate game?
Oh, yeah.
That pirate game?
Yeah.
Oh no. Yuji
Naka.
Yuji Naka is from Capcom, right?
No, he's from Sega. He was the original Sonic guy.
Yeah.
Started Sonic. And Sonic and what is it? What's the
Afterburner?
All that stuff.
Yeah.
Knights, Rystar. Oh God.
That's him.
That's him.
I think you're thinking of Keiji Inafune.
Yeah,
that was Mega Man. He was the original Mega Man guy.
Right.
Which I'm glad he's making that Mighty Number 9.
I can't wait.
Just give me a nice new Phantasy Star that isn't an online game, and I'll be happy.
Yeah.
I want a Phantasy Star, dude. I mean, come on now.
I told you might get that.
I mean, a straight up single player Phantasy Star, though.
You might not get that.
You
might not get that.
Nope.
Wasn't that happening on the 3DS or something?
It's
in Japan,
still online.
Guys, you want the 2 games from Sega that I want the most? I say 3. A new Vector Man game, a new Streets Race game, and a new Rystar game.
I could see a Vector Man. Definitely.
I don't know if we have a market for that one anymore.
Oh.
I mean, I like it. I'd love to see it, but I just don't. These companies they thinking inside the box. I mean, they're just not. It's profit first. Which I understand. You got to make money, but you got to have creativity as well.
Well, there is some breaking news over here that who's familiar with the website The Motley Fool?
Oh, dude, that ain't that because I know what I know what you're about to talk about. Isn't that like a
troll site, in my opinion? But there's
isn't
a
that
reason.
A troll site?
Yeah, true. But there is some legitimacy to what they're saying as far as the numbers are hurting, but nowhere near as bad as what they're trying to say, especially with the numbers going up. But I just want to hear your guys' take on this. The Motley Fool, their website is claiming that Nintendo could be forced to discontinue the Wii U by next year.
Oh, I saw that.
What?
What's their reason?
I thought it was worth a laugh. Yeah, it says here that Nintendo could be forced to discontinue the Wii U by next year.
What's their reason for that?
They're citing the past numbers and the failure for them to hit their numbers of 5 mil by first quarter. But the thing is, they're not looking at the growth of numbers that they had over there in Japan and the overall 300, the quota that they're supposed to hit for this quarter, they already hit it.
Look, man, Wii U is going nowhere. Okay, we had the GameCube. I mean, we had the GameCube. It's going to at least sell as many as the GameCube sold.
And as long as it does, they'll turn a profit.
And the GameCube was more profitable for Nintendo than the PlayStation 2 was for Sony. So,
wow, really?
Yeah. So where are they coming with? I mean, this is nonsense.
A common misbelief is that people think that Nintendo sells stuff at a loss all the time. They normally don't. That's why, like, they don't have like the higher end system because they're actually looking at stuff and they're looking at what's going on within their industry.
Shrewd business people. I mean, that's how Nintendo runs it.
They're not going to, because their motto is gameplay,
right.
Which is to me very true because I've played beautiful games that suck.
Right.
And I've played.
There's plenty of them.
Yeah.
Conquer Life and Reloaded.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm like a lot of people are. That's why you hear people want to play 8 gigabits the game.
Right. Exactly.
And that's why you hear like a lot of times, like I know you guys probably read reviews where all you ever hear is 1080p 60 frames per second, 1080p 60 frames per second.
Right.
They don't tell you how the gameplay is. They don't tell you how smooth it is. They don't say nothing. They just keep trying to spout out every technical thing. And I'm like, dude, tell me about the gameplay.
We're back in the bit wars again.
And how's the story? How's the story?
Yeah, how's the story? How's the gameplay? Tell me that. Don't tell me
how are the controls.
How does it compare?
I don't care.
There you go. How are the controls? Nobody tells you any of that nowadays.
No, they tell you they tell you that it's screen tearing at this certain junction in the game. Well, I'll see that when I get to it. How's the gameplay?
Of course, I mean, of course we care about graphics. We don't want to start a game up and see diarrhea running down the screen. I mean,
oh Lord.
We all want decent looking, pretty looking games. We understand that. But when that's the emphasis, and when that's the most important thing, and that's all you hear that these people are talking about, that's when we have a problem.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why, Quantic Dreams is
Quantic Dreams.
Battlefield 4 is a 1080p on PlayStation 4, but it's only 720p on Xbox One. It's the same damn game. I don't give a shit. Why do I care about that? I mean, that's
because everybody has to show their EPing.
It's ridiculous.
That's what it is. Come on, Mr. T. You know this as well as I do.
I ain't got one thing to say as far as I'm concerned. I stopped PS4 and Xbox One's proverbial ass with full 1080p, 60 frames a second. Suck it.
And then by this summer, somebody's going to stomp your system out, and then there's somebody 6 months down the line going to stomp.
Actually, why would they stop me? If they're doing 60 or above, who cares?
That's how you should feel. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, as long as you're satisfied with how the game looks for you in your living room or in your in your man den, whatever place you want to call it, your man cave, whatever. However that you sit up here and play your games, as long as the games look good to you, as long as the games play well for you, that's all that should really matter. And that's what I'm saying for everybody out here. I don't care if you play retro games where you're playing Atari Adventure, where you're playing, Mutant Virus on the NES. I'm going to name as obscure games as I can as possible.
I am more offended. I am absolutely offended that PlayStation 4 and Xbox One does not make me a sandwich and pour me a cup of coffee. I'm sorry.
That's coming on the PlayStation 5.
I'm mad that they don't act as a secretary and answer my cell phone for me.
That's coming on the Xbox One too.
No sandwich, no deal. Hey, wait a minute, Quan. I might be wrong on that.
Wait.
Quan.
Vita 2 coming to a store near you with a built-in massage adapter.
Quan.
Yeah.
I might actually be wrong about PlayStation 4. It might actually still be a toaster.
Oh, Lord. Shots fired.
Wait.
That's a subject we should get into.
Let me talk about Microsoft. Hey, if Microsoft's supposed to claim the Xbox One to be an all-in-one device, how come I can't do backwards compatibility?
We've already kind of like touched into backwards compatibility, but what I'm curious about though, and I don't know who else is, that whole toaster oven of a PlayStation 4 that I've been hearing.
Oh, you talking about that's probably gonna burn your house down?
The heating is.
Didn't they have the same problem on the PS3?
I'm
yellow light.
Oh Lord, need a light?
Yellow light in there.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, because I bought one of those systems that actually melted my HDMI cord on the PS3.
Wow.
I had one.
The original fat.
Yep, the original fat.
Okay. I think I got one. Okay, if the Xbox One is supposed to be an all-in-one device, how come it doesn't wash my clothes? Why isn't it?
Okay. You'll be all right, man.
Hey, look, feel free to toss your Xbox One in the washer with your clothes, let it bounce around. I'm sure it'll get it done for you.
No, but in all seriousness, though, I mean, you would think that Sony would have took enough time with their engineering and to sit up here and come up with better heat dissipation than what they had if they're having that much heating issues.
They rushed it.
They've been rushing it.
Counter.
That's going to be a problem and a half, I'm telling you, because
just like Microsoft rushed their Xbox 360 out in 2005.
Please.
Bad
rushing this out. They keep pace with Nintendo and Sony.
And that's I think because a lot of people, I think Review Tech USA actually came out and had to say something about that, like the people rushing their systems out because supposedly originally both the PS4 and the Xbox One were supposed to come out till next holiday season.
Yeah,
it was supposed to be 2014.
That was a talk for a long time. Well,
yeah.
No, they don't have to do nothing. We all right. We fine with the systems we got. They ain't gonna come out until 2014, 2015. Yeah. That was the original.
The original,
talk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. About
and
a
then
year and a half ago, a couple years ago, that's what you heard.
Speaking of,
I'm gonna tell you right now, I think there's less chance of Xbox One having overheating issues than PS4 because PS4, that system is way too skinny versus the Xbox One is a lot fatter and it has a lot better ventilation setup on the case itself. I mean, if you look at it, the top of it, half of it's vent.
It's a damn fan. It's a giant.
PlayStation 4 is being. Look, it's like I said in my video from Friday. Did Sony oversell their pre-orders? They're trying to push out as many PS4s as fast as they can. They're pulling them in from Japan and everything. They're not even launching in Japan. Until like 2 or 3 months later. Yeah. They're pulling everything, trying to fill all these pre-orders, and that they probably used the same damn sweatshop that Nintendo used, that Microsoft used, that Apple used to push these systems out. They're not letting these people sleep. They're not letting these people eat. They're pushing out system after system after system, and that means that Q&A gets thrown out the door. Q&A is probably minimal.
Quick question. Do you think Microsoft went cheap this time on the solder, or did they do better this time?
Oh, I'm quite sure they did much better.
I'm sure they learned a lot. There's no way that they can sustain what happened with 360 happened in the game with the Xbox One. There's no way after that fallout.
Yeah, they
know they'll bury themselves if that happens again.
Yeah.
And as far as Nintendo, and I definitely got to rip into this, okay? PlayerEssence.com, they brought out that Nintendo's been doing plenty of advertising where they need to on children's channels, and they don't need to do it on sports.
Oh, I saw that.
Now, I have to beg to differ in one regard. Who buys the consoles nowadays? A good portion of the people that buy it for themselves more than for their kids. So if you go to a certain demographic, like I said, I didn't say sports personally. I said sports entertainment, quote unquote, quote unquote professional wrestling.
Oh yeah.
That would be a huge market.
Yeah, but the problem is Wii U ain't got no wrestling game.
And that's
the problem is that Nintendo of America does not get a big enough marketing budget. Period. That is out of Pactor's mouth. All the Nintendo bases their marketing off it's like 15% of total sales for the year, and because the Wii U has done so severely bad in the U.S. compared to Japan, that they don't get the marketing budget, which to me is stupid to begin with, and Iwata needs to quit his crap. And this is something I stressed to Pactor. I said, look, Nintendo is Nintendo. Wii U is universal and international. It needs to get the same amount of advertising in all markets, period.
Agreed.
The way it is right now, Japan gets all the good advertisement, gets all the marketing, and it's doing great over there. But here, it's not getting nothing. People don't even know it exists. And I actually brought up the point to Pactor. I said, look, this is what I think needs to happen. I think Nintendo of America needs to become autonomous to itself and completely does not have to answer to Japan whatsoever. Reggie should be put in charge of Nintendo of America completely without having to answer to Iwata. Because here's the thing. Reggie is very consumer friendly. He listens to us, but right now his hands are tied. We want voice chat. He wants to give us that, but guess what? Iwata doesn't. Japan doesn't want to let us do what we want to do that makes us happy because Japan wants to do it the way Japan does it across the board, and the way Japan does it is not the way it works here in America. And this isn't honestly, Quan. I mean, think about it. If Reggie had full control without having to ask Iwata anything, if he had full control of Nintendo of America, how different would the Wii U be right now?
There still would have to be some measure of accountability. That's what you understand. Yeah. They can't give complete autonomy. They don't do that at Sony. They don't do that at Microsoft. You don't give 100% autonomy to anybody in a business.
You're asking for trouble.
That's asking for too
No, but
that's asking for trouble.
You're saying 100%
Sony does take and give Western gamers Western benefits.
Sony
is bleeding money.
There you go.
Look, the only reason why they're bleeding money is because they're giving money to these stupid developers, just like Microsoft's giving money to these stupid developers. If they would shut off the damn money tap to these developers would have to figure out that, you know what, it's time to start being developers again and start making good games. We can't just live off of Sony and Microsoft's money.
This is why, in between your idea for what's going on with Sony and Microsoft and your idea of what you want to see for Nintendo, the middle ground makes more sense than what you're saying.
No, dude, I'm sorry.
Not complete autonomy, dude. No, that would be too.
Look, either complete autonomy or Iwata steps down. One or the other.
I got news for you, dude. Though that's not going to be up to you, though. That's the thing.
Let's see. Look, well, here's.
Look, I know everybody loves Iwata. Don't get me wrong. I love Iwata too. But Iwata doesn't listen to us anymore. He does not give two shits what we want. Dude, and that needs to change.
Hold on, time out. When you start talking like that, you got to start thinking business-wise and cut the gamer part out, because we're talking about a corporation. We're not talking about we're not talking about games. Now we're talking about a corporation.
Okay,
and
we're going to talk business-wise. Tell me what Iwata has done for Wii U.
Right now, he hasn't done much, and I'm not like in that point. I agree with you, but here's the problem: when you say they need to do complete autonomy, then you're not talking about Nintendo, because that's not Nintendo.
What I mean by complete autonomy is that Japan handles Japan. They do their Japan values in Japan, and Nintendo of America handles Nintendo of America.
Okay,
meaning.
Look. It's this simple. It's very simple. This whole conversation is very simple. The problem is, we wouldn't be talking about none of this if Wii U was selling.
There you go.
There you go.
That,
Yeah.
Wii U ain't selling because Wii U doesn't have enough Nintendo games.
Mhm.
Now,
And the
now,
Wii U's not selling because it doesn't have enough of
you
the
can't
same
market. You
options.
can't market something
you
that ain't
don't
got no,
have.
that ain't hard
Okay,
to get.
look,
You can't
guys.
exactly. You can't market what you don't have. So
Okay,
when
just a sec.
Smash
Let
Brothers
me
comes
ask you a
out,
question.
Mario Kart comes out,
Just-
and all these games come
Hold
out,
on, hold on.
and it's not selling, then we can start, having this conversation about why they ain't selling, why they ain't marketing this way, marketing that way. Right now, what do we have? What do we have
Time
for
out.
Nintendo games?
Time out.
Let's
Hold on. Let's
Before
look
you
at
say,
it.
before either of you go any further, here's the thing. When they came out with those bundles in Japan, the numbers turned around very quickly. Now, if the numbers sustain themselves in Japan, all it'll take then, once the pressure's taken off of Japan, I can see them refocusing their efforts in the West. Right now, they're trying to struggle at home.
Okay, right now I'm trying to tell y'all there are some core features that the Wii U can do right now if Nintendo of Japan would quit being hard asses. All right?
The dude, right now,
No, just a sec.
Okay,
These
go
are
ahead.
Nintendo gamers asking for this. Active Gamer Life is asking for this. I want party chat on my Wii U. I want to be able to invite Quan, Mr. T, Jay, Jamie, everybody into an up to 8 or 10 player, party chat room that is outside of a game where we can sit there and talk, be playing our games. That is a core feature that has been around for the last 10 years
Okay.
that Nintendo refused to put in the system on their supposed to be next generation
Now, let me
system.
come back
And don't
at
get me wrong, I'm not hating
No.
on
Let
Nintendo.
me come back at that.
No,
Do you have? Does Active Gamer have a Wii U?
Yes, he does.
Do you have a Wii U?
Yes.
Voice chat ain't selling Wii U's. Okay?
No, but guess what? The people that haven't bought the Wii U yet, that is one of their core complaints.
Well, if we go on by core complaints, then
They're gonna complain about everything.
That's a minority.
Look,
That's a
if we
minority.
can't
every
be real
system.
here, if we can't be real here and at least be willing to say the negatives, the things that all of us know that we would love to have,
I
and
agree that's a
actually
negative.
call them to the floor on it, then,
We're not
then how
disagreeing
can
with
we...
you. That's a negative.
Okay.
We're disagreeing with you that's not what's stopping Wii U's from selling.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's not what's
Yeah,
stopping
that's
Wii U
not-
from
it's
being
not the
marketed
sole
right now.
reason.
You
not...
You can't. There's no commercial for voice chat. I mean,
Thank you.
so
Yeah,
that's not the problem. The main problem is we don't have enough Nintendo games.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Okay, you know what? Actually, you're wrong about that. You're wrong about that because...
Ask the 3DS about that.
No. Listen to me a sec, Mrs.
Oh.
D. Just listen to me a sec.
All right.
Xbox gamers and PlayStation 3 gamers haven't never had. Well, they've had the core feature of being able to talk to other gamers while they play their game that is built into the game. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft's the same way. Either you can do it through party chat or through built into the game. Here's the thing, man. Why didn't Mario Kart Wii on the Wii have voice chat whenever Call of Duty had voice chat? Why did Nintendo not take their first-party title and give it such a simple feature as voice chat when playing online? This is something that Active Gamer Life has been bringing out in his videos, and I would love to get him in a podcast.
We agree with you. We're agreeing with you that that's stupid that it don't have that. But how many
But what I'm
discs
trying
did
to
Mario
tell
Kart
you
sell?
is that a lot of gamers that have not bought this system do not want it because Nintendo cannot even give us the simple luxuries that they've had for the last 10 years.
Okay.
All right, hold on. Time out. You saying that the reason why most people won't buy a Wii U is because they won't have voice chat?
No, I'm stating that a lot of the gamers out there that have not purchased Wii U is because number one, Nintendo does not show that online gaming is a essential part of the system. Granted, Wii Sports Club has some online playability to it.
Can I sit up here and interject, if you don't mind, gentlemen?
If you let me finish my point.
Wait, real quick, because otherwise this will go on all night. Didn't Nintendo just recently put out a survey asking about the importance of online?
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
how can you say?
Here's a question.
They want to be.
Why do they got to even put out a survey? They already know that gamers of today want online play with voice chat
Because
and everything.
Dude, not for
here's
nothing.
the problem. Nobody can speak for somebody else.
Thank you.
You can't tell me what I like, and I mean that's the thing. Because like you said it right when you said I want this. Atomic
I'm
Gaming,
sorry, but if I was going to put out
say,
a next-gen system in the year 2012 into 2013, it would at least have every feature that the current-gen systems had, but better.
Dude.
It's not rocket science. I'm sorry.
Again, I'm going to say it like this.
You're damage controlling. That's what it boils down to.
It's not damage controlling. Let me ask you a question. Hold on, damage controlling. Hold up, here we go. I'm going to say it like this. I had no problem talking with Jay when we were playing Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Now, would I want some random ass from Call of Duty telling me his kill count in the middle of a Monster Hunter hunt when I'm trying to sit up here and take down, God knows what the hell I'm facing?
Okay.
No,
do you
I don't
not
think
realize
so.
that party chats on Xbox Live are controlled by the person that starts the party chat?
So then here's my point. Odds are a person like me is not going to even allow a person to jump into my combo while I'm in a hunt anyway. So like I said,
they can't
it would be
jump
good.
in. They have to be invited.
Exactly. It would be good for you. That would be good for your way of doing things, your way of playing. I get it. But like I said, it's not for everybody. And you're speaking for everyone with a few people being very vocal.
Not a few. There are thousands of gamers out there that have not purchased the system.
Thousands compared to millions.
Nintendo could introduce a patch right now and fix those issues you have right now, and Wii U still ain't gonna jump off this shelf like you're pretending it's going to. Nintendo could do that right now. Then those same gamers who are complaining about. Who rightfully so complaining about certain online features, we'll just move on to, well, they ain't got the games I want. That's the main reason gamers play games. It's a video game system. It's for the games.
All I gotta say is, if they don't have that, if they don't have it by the time Mario Kart 8 drops, and by the time the new Smash Bros drop, then we can talk. Then we can talk. When they don't have it then, and they don't have the Miiverse features set up for ladders, etc. and whatnot, like they said they were going to do, then we can talk about that. But until they actually get the games to sustain the need for these things, I really don't see the deal.
Well, question, Quan. But if Smash Brothers and Mario Kart 8 doesn't have, voice chat, even though I really want it bad too, but it sells good. Then what? If both Smash Brothers 4 and Mario Kart 8,
odds are they're going to have the numbers to sit up here and legitimize the need for these other features for those other people that want them. Right. But as it stands right now, nah.
It's not hurting them to add those features. It's not hurting anybody.
I'm sorry.
It's not hurting them. It'll help them, but not to the degree that you think.
I'm sorry, but you know what? Here's the thing. Sorry, I was getting a Skype call for some reason. Here's the thing. Nintendo doesn't need to quantify numbers to do it. The numbers are already there. 50 million Xbox Live customers that play online with voice chat in party chat. PlayStation 3 doesn't have a pay-to-play deal, but there are millions of Call of Duty players, millions of Battlefield players, millions of racing game players, all these different games. All they had to do was look at the last 8 years of gaming and seeing that online was a humongous part of the success of those two systems.
Okay.
Don't interrupt me, please. The ability to play online with your friends, talk to your friends while playing, and create parties with your friends while playing different games at the same time. I don't know why it's such a big issue for Nintendo not to see the writing on the wall, but by them not doing it with the Wii U and only giving Wii U chat, that is, I'm sorry, it's a joke. If the Wii U, when it came out in November of 2012, if it would have had a party chat feature with a established voice system in the system that developers could have used, you would have had voice chat on Sonic All-Stars Transformed. You would have had voice chat on the fighting game of Injustice.
Tekken
You would have
Tag
had
Tournament.
You would have had
etc.
voice chat on Tekken Tag Tournament. You would have had voice chat on Need for Speed. You would have had voice chat on all these.
Okay, and let me
They
say
would've sold
something.
that
And they
because-
still would have said what? Yeah, Wii U got voice chat, but Wii U got no games.
Right.
No.
They would have heard that.
Actually, I think it would have sold more and better, and people would have been more receptive to the system because it's not taking away from features they're already used to. And you've got to realize, if the Wii U would have had those features at launch, it would have sold more, which means it probably could have possibly got more games from third party.
That's not what screwed over third parties' relationship with Nintendo.
We just had a long
We're-
conversation.
No,
It
never
really
mind.
isn't.
I will just drop this subject because obviously nobody wants to, admit the writing on the wall that Nintendo did screw up royally on some things.
Oh yeah,
I
they
love
did.
my
Nobody's denying
Nobody's saying
that.
they
We've
did.
been agreeing with you for the last.
We've been agreeing with you, except for the fact that you believe that
That this is the
you
sole
honestly,
linchpin.
yeah.
No, I
That's
never
not the
said it was
case.
the sole linchpin. I said it was a good chunk of it, though.
I'm selling my Wii U tomorrow because they don't got party games.
No, I'm not.
So
Dude,
our
I'm not
disagreement
talking
is-
about selling a Wii U. I'm not. I'm keeping
Now,
my
I'm
Wii
not
U. I
talking
love
about
it.
you. I'm talking about me. They don't
No,
got party games.
here's the thing. If that would have happened, Nate, and I'm being straight up honest with you right now. If that would have happened, Nate, and this is going back from day one, for me hearing what EA said, what Activision said, what Ubisoft said, it would have been another freaking excuse that would have came out of nowhere, and it would have been like, oh, well, this didn't happen. Oh, well, that didn't happen. Oh, well, this didn't happen.
Guess
you
what?
got
Actually,
Guess what?
guys.
Hey, guess what? At
Initially.
least we could all be able to enjoy our games and talk to each other on every single game we play.
I do
No,
that.
first of all, I don't really-
guys, I had to bring this up part about this whole thing. You know, it's funny how we're complaining, well, at least for Nate, is complaining about the Wii U lacking, party chat, but yet the PS3 also lacked, the party chat.
Yeah,
For
the
its entirety of its
PS3 did
generation.
have voice chat just about on every single multiplayer game it had, and just about every major third-party game that came out on PlayStation 3 had some form of multiplayer with voice chat. All right?
That's on the developer, not on
Okay.
Nintendo or Sony.
That would be on
Super Mario 3D World, I personally feel should have an online multiplayer with voice chat.
But that's not a game killer for me. That's not a deal breaker.
It's not a game killer for me either, but the fact that it doesn't have it in the year 2013 on such a great game that there has been many 3D third-person view platformers in the past on multiple systems that had online multiplayer and played rather well. The fact that it doesn't have it tells me that
And there were-
Nintendo currently is not serious
There
about
are many
online
that don't
play.
have it, and nobody was complaining about those games.
Exactly.
Knack don't have it. I don't hear nobody putting up
Yeah, 'cause
videos.
Knack
That's
doesn't have
it.
it.
That's it. We boycott Knack.
Knack is a single character game.
That's it.
Oh, wait. What about Rayman Legends?
Batman is a single character game. But it's
yeah,
still
there we go. Rayman Legends.
Rayman Legends should have had an online multiplayer co-op.
Batman is a single character game. People were crying about the online on that game too. So I mean,
Boy, people are complaining about that all around.
we ain't talking about semantics here.
Man, the one game that I wanted to have co-op and voice in didn't have it, and that's Zombie U.
Yeah,
Right, we can complain about Zombie U for sure.
yeah.
That I'll definitely
A
complain about.
sequel needs to be made, ladies and gentlemen. Zombie
Yes, it
U
does.
needs to
With voice
Look,
chat.
don't get me wrong. I just want y'all to I want y'all to understand. I'm not hating on Nintendo here. I'm not going to sit there and be a blind sheep.
So,
I
so
know
you're saying
that
we're
they're-
blind sheep by saying
No,
you're not
I'm not
blind sheep.
stating that y'all are
We-
blind. I'm not stating that y'all are blind sheep either.
Mm.
But every point I brought up there, y'all are trying to sit there and damage control it.
Whoa, okay.
No, we're not. Okay, so if we don't agree with you, we damage controlling now?
Exactly.
Come
That
on,
sounds
dude.
mighty
We're
familiar.
mean now.
Come on,
That
man.
sounds
No,
Don't be
what
like
I'm
that.
trying to
Don't be
say
like that.
is by me bringing up online voice chat,
Oh, the ties that
Quan,
bond.
don't even, Quan.
Hey, just went there. No,
What I'm trying
dude.
to say is, when I bring up voice chat, y'all try to bring up reasons why it doesn't matter. That is a form of damage control.
No,
Okay,
it's
so,
stating
alright.
the facts that the biggest issue needs to be solved first before we worry about the nitpickiness.
See,
that's what we're saying.
What I'm trying to say is that there is a lot of gamers out there that is actually a big issue.
They weren't going to buy the Wii U.
There's
They
a lot
were
of
going to
games
buy it
that,
regardless.
and
That's just an excuse.
and all of a sudden, in all honesty, there's a lot of games that are gonna say everything bad about every system, and ain't gonna get the system anyway, no matter what happens.
Exactly.
So
at the end of the day, those are the
fix
ones you
the
don't
other
want to
stuff
cater
first.
to.
At
Fix
the end of the day, why didn't Nintendo give us the online abilities?
Oh, by the way, real quick, hold on. Hey Jay, tomorrow,
up?
do you want to sit up here and play some online invoice trying with me? Or how about some online invoice Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate?
I didn't say there weren't games that didn't
I'm
have
saying it's up to the developers, like we've been saying.
Yeah, I mean, you can look. You can be upset about Nintendo being behind, basically because of the Wii. They decided to go the Wii route, and that caused them to not be of the HD era. So this is their first HD system. They're still working the kinks out. We just hit a year. Close.
Let me add on the.
Unless you want them to go over there to Microsoft, drag and drop everything they
mad
got over
that
there,
they're
call it a
behind.
day.
I understand
Look, guys.
that. You can be upset that they're behind, but you got to give them time to catch up at least.
Let me add to this on the matter.
Go for
Look, the Wii U has only been out for almost a year now. We should all just wait until we see what happens into 4 or 5 years from now.
That's too long. That's too long. That's too long.
Look,
I'm talking next summer.
what is so hard to understand that it doesn't matter how old the Wii U is, that these types of amenities in gaming have been around for over 8 years,
But
10
not
years
with
plus.
Nintendo. How many
And
times?
it caters to a certain
It
demographic.
doesn't matter. Nintendo just needs to look at the competition and make it better.
They are doing that over time. That's what I mean. Look,
Why?
That's what I'm trying to say that,
Explain
too.
to me why you have to play catch up.
Because they were behind.
With the online party chat, why do you have to play catch up?
Because they're
'Cause
building their system from the ground up and not dragging and dropping somebody else's.
You have to have a certain infrastructure for that stuff. You can't just say, okay, we got online voice chat for everything now.
Okay,
We didn't have
whoever
it in last
whoever
system.
the engineer designer was behind the Wii U should be fired.
Well,
Because
dude,
if he can't think past the tip of his nose and realize that the gamers of 2013 would want voice chat in every single multiplayer game available on the Wii U and want the ability to form parties and chat, just like we're doing right now here on computer, multiple people all in the same room talking. If he can't figure that out past the tip of his nose, then obviously he doesn't need to be designing a
You're
system
saying it
because
can't-
he's not with 2013. He's stuck in Super Nintendo days.
but you're
Okay,
saying
so-
it can't do that. We already have games that do it.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
this is gonna go on forever. This is gonna go on forever.
I'm
man.
not going to go on forever.
This is gonna go on forever, man.
I'll just drop it.
This is gonna go on forever. For
Mr.
real.
G, the bottom line is he wants somebody who's playing Trine to be able to talk to somebody who's playing Monster Hunter while they're playing Monster Hunter.
Is there something wrong with that?
Nothing's wrong with it, but it's not a deal breaker.
Okay, but see, the point is, though, why couldn't we have that from day one?
Again, why don't we actually have some first-party games first?
Why couldn't day
Oh.
one, could me and you be playing Monster Hunter, talking to Jamie while he plays Super Mario Brothers U, talking to Jay while he plays Need for Speed Most Wanted U?
Because I'd probably be annoyed as hell and be like,
probably
mute
playing.
everybody.
I probably wouldn't be talking to y'all. I'll probably be playing.
But the bottom line is, dude, listen. The bottom line is we get what you're saying, but the thing is we're more concerned about getting the games first, the install base first, and then worry about those little features that are amenities and perks. Those are perks, not
Which
necessities.
they're working on. I mean, which are already in certain games. So I mean, this is obviously something they're working on.
And you're passionate about it, obviously, but listen
course.
to this, though. Right now, you and I are talking on Google+, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's based on Vidyo's technology, right?
Yeah, I've done
Same
said that
same
Nintendo should bring Hangouts to Wii U.
Hold
You
on,
know
wait. I'm not even finished yet. This is based on the same architecture that they are using now on the Wii U with the WeChat and whatever, but they're going to, which they said at an investors meeting at Vidyo, talking about bringing multi-chat to the Wii U. So what I'm asking you is, if you know this is coming, why are you acting like, one, that it's not, and two, if it doesn't come tomorrow, that it's the end of the world?
I'm not acting like that. I'm acting like, why didn't they have it day one?
Dude, they didn't. That's the point. The end.
I mean,
it's like if a person goes walking and they trip and fall into a pile of crap, they're not going to sit there and mope that they fell into a pile of crap. They're going to get up, clean the mess off, change their pants, and call it a day. Not stay stuck in that same pile crying over it.
What? I mean, they already admitted through water. He's already said that they didn't anticipate, HD gaming on its own. Just the development time and the time it takes to make HD games. So Nintendo is behind. Newsflash. I mean, we already know that.
Exactly.
But, if 2 years down the line, you still ain't got these things, hey, I'll make videos with you.
Hell, I'll say 1 year down the line.
Well, we have to hit 1 year now. But
no, I'm talking about 1 year down the line.
Like after 2014?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah,
well, I'm sorry, it's already been a year since launch, practically.
No, we said down. Never mind.
We ain't got the games yet that I even care about most of this stuff with. Yeah, we got a couple of games here and there.
Like I said, when we have X and we can't talk through voice, then I'm gonna complain.
I'm storming the damn building.
Do you remember back some of the developers, like the developer for Sonic All-Stars Transformed, stated the reason why they didn't put voice chat is because the Wii U didn't have a basic VoIP structure built in?
They do have a voice over IP structure. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to use it on Tron, and you wouldn't be able to use it on Monster Hunter.
Going in circles. We've
discussed that.
Anyway.
They already proved that they have it with certain games. They just ain't doing it with every game you want it for.
And they give the ability for them to do it. It's up to the third parties to use the tools they give them. Right?
Same with the indie developers too.
If they don't want to use video, they don't want to use video.
That is a cost that maybe they don't want to pay.
There you go. After all, we're using video right now.
Yep.
And it's working just fine, is it not? Go ahead and turn on Steam. Yeah, right. Hush. Go ahead and turn on Steam right now. Play a Steam game. I'll play an Origin game, and somebody else play a Uplay game, and see if we can still understand each other.
Oh, of course.
So all that they have to do is implement it that way, but it's going to take some time. I got a feeling, and I'm going to stick to this, that the network infrastructure they originally have in place had a lot of hooks dealing with Origin, and because that whole snafu that went down, they had to build a lot of things from the ground up. That's my stand.
I mean, Nintendo can't even get these third parties to give us all the DLC. And you expect them to be giving us all the features that these other games are getting on other consoles. I mean, obviously it can do it. It's more powerful than PS3. It's more powerful than Xbox. So it's obviously it can do it. But that's up to the developers, who obviously
don't feel like they're asked to do it.
Exactly. And they always got all the excuses. They always got all the excuses why they don't do it. So I mean, yeah, you can be upset about no online co-op for Mario, but I feel like if Nintendo really thought it would bring something more to the game, they would have done it.
That's funny because there is a humongous amount of Nintendo gamers stating they really wanted online multiplayer for it. Obviously, Nintendo isn't listening to its customers.
But those fools are still going to buy Super Mario 3D World. Online multiplayer is not going to stop them from not having it. It's not going to stop them from buying it.
Actually, some of my own subs that are Nintendo gamers have stated to me that they're not going to get it because of the no online.
Okay, I'm going to sit up here and say one thing, and then we can basically go where you want from here. Okay, we'll go on to the next topic.
Actually, I do want to add
I find it ironic that the same people who are complaining about features are the same ones that are not complaining about full intact games coming onto a console. I just find that ironic.
What do you mean?
I'm saying that if we don't even get full DLC support, if we don't even get full cross-platform parity,
we don't even get parity in prices.
That's part of the problem. I have stated that many times, so don't act like I don't talk about that, because I do.
Well, what you're saying is it's all Nintendo's.
Wait.
No. What I'm stating is that there are some parts of it that are Nintendo's fault. I'm just bringing them out. Nobody, and y'all not liking what I'm saying. It's fine.
No, you're not liking what we're saying either.
There you go.
It's going back and forth.
That's the thing. We've been wasting.
We're chasing our tails here.
Two-way street here.
Yeah, it's been 20 minutes of talking about nothing, basically. We already covered everything around. There's no more we can cover on this topic.
I do want to add one more thing. Remember you guys you said that it's up to the developer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Here's an example. Pokemon X and Y, and pretty much the previous Pokemon games in the past, has online voice chat.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, Nintendo is not really hindering any developer or anything. It's literally up to the developers themselves.
Exactly.
I think Junichi Mishida, one of the creators of Pokemon, is very open to online multiplayer, in terms of Pokemon, So it's only the matter of the developers themselves.
Right, you're saying why stuff isn't there day one. It was there day one for Trine. I mean, Trine was a launch title.
Mm-hmm.
So it's there. They have to use it.
Exactly. And finally, to tie this all up, okay? Like I said, when the time comes and they release Mario Kart 8 and they release X and they release Smash Brothers and there's no tournament function, there is no ladder system in play in Miiverse, there is no cross chat or some way to make like spectator chat. If there's none of that,
if there's no online voice chat,
you're not listening. Not just online. Are you listening at all to what I'm saying?
Yes,
or are
I'm
you just,
listening.
Then don't interrupt and listen.
Yeah, you interrupt me all the time.
Okay, well, I'm interrupting you back. Anyway. Now, listen. Stop being the whole ass.
Damn, can you be a half-ass?
Well...
Oh, wait, that's right, developers.
There you go. Thank you. At least you're putting the blame where it lies. Now, there we go. Getting back to what I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted by everything and its mother. Okay, the bottom line is this. If they don't put in all these features, by the time the big guns come out, then you can complain to your heart's content. Right now, we need to be pushing for the actual titles that we've been waiting, that have been delayed, like Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, like the next Metroid that should be coming out God knows when, like the next project that was being worked on by Shigeru Miyamoto that he's supposed to be putting on, all that. Then we worry about all those other things.
Because, I mean, this is no different than the 3DS. Do you remember all the things that people, this is wrong with the 3DS. Well, this is wrong with the 3DS. Well, nobody likes the 3D feature, and this and this. And there was all these complaints when it wasn't selling well. Because it didn't have any damn games. It didn't have any games. When the games came, all the complaints went away.
Actually, the complaints are still there by the same haters that don't want to buy it anyway.
I'm talking about actual fans, people that actually had the system.
People are going to buy it.
Right, people that were actually going to buy it.
Exactly.
Right. All that melted away. Oh, Nintendo, it melted away so far, people act like it never happened. The hate never happened for the 3DS.
Oh, my Lord.
That's how far everything's changed because of the games. That's what changed the whole conversation. They had the best games. The games came out. Mario 3D Land came out. Mario Kart came out. Even Zelda Ocarina of Time started moving the systems. And then the price cut.
So
we got the price cut. Now we need the games.
Mr. T, back in the day, all I had to say was, under a different screen name that I used to use, was 3DS gonna kill the Vita. That's all I had to type in the comment section.
Oh my God.
That's all I had to type, and then just sit back, relax, and watch the mess.
Watch the diarrhea spew.
And watch it back and forth and sit there and laugh the whole entire time. That's all I would say, was that statement. That was it. The funny thing was, I meant that trolling. I wasn't sure where the 3DS was headed either.
Mm-hmm.
I like the 3DS. I'm an ambassador, meaning that I owned it since it first came out.
Me too.
But the bottom line is, I didn't even know where it was headed.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody can tell.
Yeah, you don't know.
Nobody can tell with certainty where anything's headed, because nobody knows what Sony's gonna do. Nobody knows where the Xbox One's gonna land. Everybody's thinking the Xbox One's gonna flop, but we don't know if that's true or not.
It might be the system to buy.
Yeah, we don't know.
The thing is, And even with Nintendo might buy this summer. Also, party chat's on, and you're like, why was I mad? You know what I'm saying? Oh, wait a minute. I know why I was mad. I'm mad because we didn't get all the DLC. Then all of a sudden the next subject comes up.
I mean, Nintendo was obviously on that page. If you have a 3DS, you know that. They're on that page. They're just playing catch up.
Exactly. They just, you know what the problem is? They remind me of an old man with a hump to his back and walking with a cane when it comes to doing anything. So he may know everything, but it takes him a while to get there to do it.
You can complain. I have no problem. You can complain about them being behind. That's no problem. I mean, I have no problem with that. But I mean, they are doing the things to get them where they need to be. I feel like they are.
Yeah, video was a good choice, believe it or not. They just got to actually implement it, and then also with the fact that they're allowing for cross gameplay.
I didn't see that coming. The video sharing.
Video, yeah. They're allowing also for cross-platform gameplay, multiplayer.
We could finally, if you could control the Xbox One players, PS4
or vice
players.
versa, or vice versa.
Yeah.
You can get the Xbox Live crowd coming over here and talking all their craziness. Oh, Lord. That's gonna be fun. But the thing is, the bottom line is all these things are being put in place, okay, dude? So you don't have to worry. It's going to happen. If it doesn't happen within the next year, I'm not going to give a conservative statement, say 2-3 years. No, I'm giving them a year. I'm giving them a year.
Look, I'm not even that big.
I say at the latest by the next Tokyo Game Show.
There you go.
By the latest.
Yeah.
Because by then, we already know Mario Kart slated to come out in April. Smash, we don't know. I'm thinking Smash probably gonna be a fall title.
Either that or summer.
Yeah.
I think summer. I think it's gonna be summer.
And X supposedly the rumor is they're supposed to have a direct about it sometime probably the first quarter next year.
Probably in January.
Yeah. So I mean, I say probably by Tokyo Game Show if they don't have it, complain to your heart's content.
And you got every reason.
You won't hear a peep out of me.
Choose anything. I'm gonna join you. I'll sit up here. We'll sit up here with a podcast dedicated.
Hey, totally. I'll be the first one to go.
There you go. Podcast dedicated to sitting up here and getting up Nintendo's behind about it. But the thing is, I want to give them ample time.
Right. And the main thing about Nintendo, this is Nintendo's way. They don't tell you everything they're doing, and they're doing a lot of stuff they're doing, but they don't tell you right away because one of the reasons they don't. This is their philosophy. They don't want to hype a game up that's coming out in 2 years, 2 years early. Because look what happened to Watch Dogs. I was so hyped for Watch Dogs.
Oh. Now people ready to burn on Ubisoft down.
From that first trailer to now, I'm not hyped for that game no more.
Oh, Lord.
But Nintendo, what did Nintendo do? Nintendo did the exact opposite, especially with Super Mario 3D World. It came out. I mean, they showed the first trailer. It was kind of, middle of the road kind of a trailer. And then, bam, they hit you with that second trailer. And everybody, all that talk.
Everybody twist heads.
Exactly, and that's Nintendo's way. Nintendo has been doing this for decades. That's what drives me crazy about some of these fools. Is that this is Nintendo's way. They're secretive.
And Nate, this is not your first time to the dance. This is not your first time to this dance, dude. You
should know this.
You should know better than anybody. This ain't your first time seeing this.
Oh no.
I know you're frustrated. I understand, dude. I feel your pain,
I'm frustrated right along with you. Trust me, I am frustrated too. But I don't want to make myself extra frustrated.
Dude, I apologize for getting so worked up, guys. I just look at it like, why couldn't Nintendo just, if they would have took all the best parts of PlayStation 3 and 360 as far as their online features, implemented them from the start. Then developers couldn't use those as excuses, and
they'll use something else.
Yeah, they would have used something else.
No, but Nintendo's first and second party could be able to utilize all those features, and we wouldn't give a shit then.
You know what, dude? Don't be surprised if that ends up being the case.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised if we end up with a console version of the 3DS on our hands. Don't be surprised. They're gonna go their own way. They've always done it this way since the day of Hanafuda. Since the day of playing Hanafuda cards, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Since the day of their craziness with all their other business ventures I cannot say on here.
I mean, we could end up with another, even N64. But
remember people hating on the N64?
And I just did a benchmark, Quan. I just did a benchmark on Tomb Raider. Put it on the GeForce Experience optimized settings, 52 frames a second, and that's with TressFX on.
Nice.
On a single GTX 770.
And that is on a non AMD card. That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, people thought TressFX was only an AMD thing. It's not.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's optimized for AMD. It's no different than PhysX. You could use PhysX on your CPU, instead of using it on on your GPU itself. As far as an NVIDIA GPU, if you don't have one, you could use your CPU for it, but it's not going to be as fast.
Speaking of NVIDIA, I put a link in the chat there for the NVIDIA Shield. I'm actually very seriously considering picking that up because it supports the game streaming from PC to the Shield and stuff like that, but also because if you look at that, that could very well start to be used on PCs like the way the Wii U gamepad is used on Wii U. And I hope that third-party developers look at the NVIDIA Shield and give it that option. Like, for instance, Battlefield 4, November 19th, when they released the Commander Mode app for Android and iOS, if I had that Shield, I could actually use the Commander Mode on that, and that would be like the first PC game to have asynchronous gameplay with a controller with a touch screen to it.
But I'm confused. Gamers think that kind of stuff is a gimmick. They don't want asynchronous. They don't want.
No, Michael Pachter thinks that's a gimmick and that people don't want it. PlayStation and Sony and Microsoft, and third party know that we want it, but they don't want to give it to us on the Wii U. They want to give it to us on everything else. Hey, I'll get it for my PC, but I want it on my Wii U too.
But you know why they want it on those other consoles? Because those other consoles will pay to see it on there.
Yep.
That's the bottom line, dude. That's the real issue. What's been going on.
That's why Nintendo was behind. That's Nintendo. It won't come out of the '90s because the '90s they ain't have to pay. The third parties had to kiss up to them to get on their system. That was the other way around.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I would love it if the days return where Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo can tell third parties kiss their ass and play ball, or guess what? Take your ball and go home.
I'm sorry to say, but they're the ones who created this monster.
Yeah.
They started this bull. They started it.
I put it right on Microsoft for that, to be honest.
Dude,
Yeah,
a non-kiss-ass Microsoft will make me buy my first Xbox console ever. A non-kiss-ass Microsoft. I'm putting it to you guys like this right now, and you can call BS on me if I sit up here and turn out not to back up what I'm saying. But if Microsoft does a 180 with this nonsense about putting their nose all the way up to the point of giving a colonoscopy to every single third party up there to put their games on exclusive, timed exclusive, or otherwise DLC exclusive, if they would stop that mess and once and for all said the gravy train is finished, if they did that, I would rush to get a Microsoft system because then you would actually see actual games instead of gimmicks.
Yeah, like Kinect Sports.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, Microsoft had they had Rareware. How do you had Rareware and you gonna give them Kinect? Are you out of your mind?
Even if you give them Kinect, they could have done a way better job.
No, but see, that's the thing. You don't give a team like that Kinect. You let them do what they do.
No, they should have let them go nuts with. They should have gone nuts with Kinect. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Well, honestly,
I don't let it say get full blown retarded.
They were allowed to do whatever they wanted on Conker's, or not Conker, excuse me, Nuts and Bolts. And we know how that turned out.
Oh Lord.
No, but I mean, like, I'm talking about because that was after the core
guys
more
left.
members had left. I'm talking about when they were still there. That first 2 years they got bought.
Yeah. Well,
Now you gonna sit there and tell me you got a team that made the original Perfect Dark, the original two members from the original Killer Instinct team, and you gonna mean to tell me you didn't have a Killer Instinct for Xbox? It's taking you, what, 3 generations to get a freaking daggone Killer Instinct game? Come on, man.
And the first Xbox would have been in the perfect system to launch it on.
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now.
Way more into fighters then than they are now.
And I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I've been watching the little stuff on Killer Instinct. I'm more excited for Smash Brothers, and they don't even have a video out. than I am for Killer
Oh,
Instinct.
come on now. Don't be dogging Killer Instinct.
No,
man.
listen.
They did a wonderful job with freaking Spinal and Orchid.
They
sorry.
did a good job as far as the looks. I want to see how the game plays, the actual
I'm
mechanics,
sorry,
the
I don't
actual
trust
combos.
Double Helix.
I
don't
gotta
trust
see
Double
the
Helix.
combos.
Actually, track record.
Actually, like I said, the last podcast, Strider, that was another Double Helix game. It was not bad at all. Like I said, it's a good game. I'm shocked.
I'm not hating. So a lot of people say, "Oh, you're just hating on it because if it was on Nintendo, you." No.
I wouldn't.
I don't like what they're doing with it. To me, they're making it they're watering down the experience of what Killer Instinct was. I mean, you get one character, then you got to pay for the rest. I mean,
actually, for what that's a demo.
You're making it small by doing
No. It's a demo on the one character thing. They're actually going to be putting out a retail, full-fledged Killer Instinct with all the characters.
And that's all I want to hear about.
How many are they saying going to be on there though? Because right now, I think the first batch will be 8. If I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
So how many are they talking about having on there? That's why I say I'm not looking forward to Killer Instinct because
I'll be happy and surprised if it turns out great. I mean, that's cool.
You know, the thing is, though, like I said, with so many of these changes that these third parties are going through and how they're treating the first parties and et cetera and whatnot, we're going to see a lot of DLC mixed into, mixed and milked into full-on sequels. You're going to see a lot of stuff like this over and over. You're going to see classic games being, hoed out, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, that's what's going on, man. It's like, here, take this little piece right here. Come back later.
Give me a Banjo-Kazooie without the nuts and bolts and go full tilt with it. I mean, get flat out retarded, and I'll be happy.
Did you see the video on the guys when they were talking about that? The making Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts? They were saying that they didn't just want to make a sequel to Banjo Tooie. They wanted to do something a little different. And I'm like, that's nice, and on paper, but but the fans who played those games wanted, Banjo 3 or whatever you want to call it.
The thing is, it all boils down to who owns the property, the fans or the creators, though.
Right.
Because if you take a good look at that whole snafu, and I know that a lot of people don't want this brought up again, but I got to do it. What happened with Mass Effect 3's ending? The whole artistic integrity thing. Oh, Lord.
Dude, I lost so much respect for BioWare for sitting up and changing that ending.
I
lost a lot of respect for
that. That ending right there. I mean, it wasn't exactly totally, completely, utterly craptastic like V did when they sat up there and left us with that cliffhanger with no end in sight.
But the game spoke up and they patched it, right?
Well,
yeah, but still, it's still.
But no, I'm just trying to be a little funny.
I'm trying to be nice by not saying.
Here's the thing. I'm like, okay, they made a game that you knew was gonna have a definite ending to it. Yeah, they promised you that your decisions are gonna mean something, but it was a story that was going toward a certain point.
And it didn't. Yeah.
You can't watch the whole movie, get mad at the end, and then go out and demand your money.
Right.
It don't work like that. Trust me, I used to work at a movie theater. I know.
I was in the other camp. I wasn't with everybody. Yeah, you could be mad, but demanding a different.
Yeah, you can't. That was crazy. And then the fact that they went and did it, and it still wasn't no better.
That's when I lost. That's when I lost all respect.
Dude, I have no respect for you now, because number one, you shouldn't have did it. Number two, you went and did it, and it was still confusing.
Right.
Oh, Lord. The only thing I got from that was Skittles or nice candy.
I know.
Man.
Taste the rainbow.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, sometimes I don't get people, but I'm like, you knew it was a story that had a definitive ending for that series, and you got mad at the end, and you demanded. I'm talking about people who sitting up there just heated.
Yeah, look at
about to go to
upset about
BioWare's offices.
Lost and Sopranos.
Sopranos, yeah.
Sopranos,
what if
Sopranos
HBO
did it? They just straight up cut the doggone show off.
What if HBO would have took all the the backlash, the anger, the hate, people who are really upset about that too. What if they would have said, "All right, well, we're gonna do another episode."
Oh.
and give you the ending that you want.
And then you still get mad because they do it.
Still mad.
And all they do is just, instead of like going to a black screen, they just put a blue screen up.
I would not be subscribing to HBO right now if that happened.
Let me tell you something right now, though.
Hey guys, supper's ready on my end, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut out of here early. Is that all right?
All right, then just say your goodbyes right quick, though. That way you can get that out the way instead of us doing the...
Everybody, this has been Gamer Nate Sunday at GN Tech TV. I will catch y'all. We do have one next Sunday, right? Or is it our Sunday off?
Yes, we do, and then the next one is the Sunday off.
Yeah,
all right. So I will catch y'all again next Sunday. Peace out, guys.
Peace.
See you.
But like I was saying, though, you know, a lot of times it seems that we gamers, we take such a strong and passionate view towards our hobby. You know what I'm saying? That we get this attachment to our characters, we get attachment to our franchises, we get attachment to our consoles, but sometimes we tend to forget that our attachment is not the same as someone else's.
Right.
Yeah.
And so what made a lot of people pissed off will make other people laugh. I mean, dude, that ticked you off? That's nothing. So what? Star Kid sat up there and waved his space magic wand. You know, who cares? He made you taste the rainbow. It was the Great Space Coaster. Here on board with the Great Space Coaster. No, stop. But you know, that's the only thing that was missing with that little Star Kid was him jumping on the Great Space Coaster. But still.
Yeah. But that always makes me laugh when I see people get like that pissed off, and I'm talking about to the point where they was just like. Every podcast, every video I seen I'm like, dude, y'all need to calm down.
The worst ones,
not that serious.
The worst ones are the Twitter death threats.
Oh, well, you already know my stance on stuff like that.
Oh.
So you're saying the gamers aren't always right?
Gamers are not always right, and I know I'm not always
sane.
Right. I'm not always right, and I'm not always level-headed or nothing like that. Sometimes I'll go off on a tangent.
Passionately want what we want, but you know. At the end of the day, we're mostly pretty much happy with what we get.
Like I said, I would love to see Microsoft bring back Ensemble Studio type games. I would love for them to bring Rareware back to where it should be. I would love for them to go up, but still, getting back, I would love to see a sequel to Impossible Creatures. Put some Relic out there, you know? Oh, dude.
That brings up a good point. Now that I think about it. Like stuff like yeah. But because I know you brought this up a long time ago, Quan, about the whole RTS on Wii U stuff, and that would be great actually. But I'm sitting over thinking, I'm like, all those games that you know we used to like, say like a Jet Force Gemini or something like that. It's outside the box thinking like that actually made gaming fun. And I'm like, if somebody just stopped for 1 second, took a year off from whatever annual game they finna get that they think gonna sell $1 billion in a day. No Call of Duty Ghosts, you did not. If they just take the time and think outside the box and do something crazy like that, dude, I think people will love something crazy like that. Something just out the box crazy. And I mean, still make it a good game, of course, but at the same time, you can tell the developers have fun. Because anytime I see any of the core members of Rareware talk in an interview, you could tell them guys had fun when they were at Nintendo.
How's this? A Sly Cooper with full-on heists.
Yeah. Like that.
A Sly Cooper with full-on stealth-based heists. I'm talking something like Ocean's 11 type ridiculousness.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, come on. That right there, come on. They got the cast for it.
They do. They got a full cast for it. Yeah. That's why I'm like, that's why I understand, like, where the people who categorize themselves as hardcore, and yeah, you're not really hardcore, but the people who categorize themselves as such, I understand your point. I do, to an extent, but at the same time, you ain't been gaming as long as I have. So,
Right.
I'll tell you something right now, yeah. But I'm up there and I'm proud of my gray hairs. I don't put that just for men mess and try to cover mine up. No, hell no. I'm proud of my gray.
and that's I'm like, dude, it's outside thinking, and I guess it depends on when you got into gaming, because like I said, I got in around '88. That's when I got in. So I'm my sweet period was 92 to about 2003 was my period where I was just like I had to get everything.
Same
So I want those days to come back when people actually had like fun, crazy games. It was a whole lot of different games. It was a variety. You didn't have you had a lot of studios. You didn't have 4 big ones and 5 little ones that just got bought out
Right.
that don't make crap.
Yeah, they got consumed by bigger companies, and now they ain't doing nothing.
They ain't doing nothing. And you got, I want those days back where you had like Skies of Arcadia. You had Sega just cranking out hit after hit. You had the first real open world was Shenmue.
Oh man!
Despite what people want to believe with Grand Theft Auto, no, you weren't first. It was Shenmue.
Oh yeah, Shenmue was first.
Let me see. What about Body Harvest?
Yeah.
Body Harvest?
Body
That
Harvest wasn't I hate to say realistic.
No,
But in
that
those
wasn't
days,
like that wasn't like that was like a
But still, the whole vehicle thing, though.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like Shenmue was the one that actually that I remember, and I'm still waiting for my 16 chapters. Sega.
Man, me too.
Lord.
I want an ending because I owe Landy a fight.
Oh,
Anyways,
you just got away with all that nonsense.
yeah, I mean like that's what like when I play like a sandbox game, I miss that.
Yeah.
I don't
Are you still looking
yeah,
for
I played
sailors?
Infamous.
Are you still
Infamous
looking for
was
sailors?
fine.
Hey,
Huh?
are you still looking for sailors?
No, not really. But like Infamous was
Sailors in
fun,
this
but
bar?
it just wasn't that.
It's a Shinmue joke.
Yeah, it's a
Have you seen any sailors?
yeah, boy, I hated that. I hated that part. I really did. I hated that part with a passion.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
You know that they're coming out with a sequel for Sleeping Dogs, right?
Yeah.
Triad Wars.
Yeah. Hopefully they do a good job on that, 'cause I actually like Sleeping Dogs.
Oh, Sleeping Dogs. That's one of the few games, I'll be honest with you. Mr. T's going to be like, I hate you, Quan. That's the only game I can honestly say that I bought all the DLC for because I enjoyed the main game that much.
Why you keep talking about me like I don't like DLC?
Because DLC
There's certain
equals
kinds of
broken
DLC
game.
that get
Yeah.
I'm messing with you. Come on now. You know ain't nothing but love here, man.
I know.
No, Mr. T waiting for that
I don't know about
DLC
no
for that
jacket.
gun.
I don't know about no guns and jackets. That's
Yeah.
Oh Lord, no! But believe it or not, they did sell stuff like that. But I was smart. I caught mine on sale. I was smart with mine.
Okay, I got you.
I was smart with mine though. You know what I'm saying? Because so they did little bundle deals here and there, the different DLCs and all that. But they had some good story-based DLC. Nothing like the heyday that was the Dragon Age Origin DLC, but I doubt we'll ever approach
I
that.
talk up,
level of greatness.
I talk up Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. I talk that up. That's
That's a full-on game though.
That's DLC. That's good DLC.
That's a full-on game though. Let's be
Yeah.
honest now. That's a,
Like
Actually-
Super Luigi U. That's
Now that we're talking about DLC, what do you think Nintendo should do if they ever plan on doing DLC for Mario Kart 8 and Smash Brothers, right? What do you think they should do in terms of DLC?
Give me Demise.
oh no! I don't want to be.
For fighting games. In all honesty, if you're gonna do DLC for fighting games, it should be probably characters.
Dude, you know what I would love to see though? I would like to see Skyward Sword Link with Fi dancing in the background as his final smash. Her doing a little skating in the background.
Oh, yeah.
Some outrageous attack.
Would Demise work in a Smash Brothers game?
I don't know if they're gonna do finals.
Demise would work in a Smash Brothers?
Rumor is they are.
Final Smash?
Rumor
Final
is
Smash?
that the Final Smash is gonna be back. That's the rumor.
I hope so.
Can't confirm that.
I hope so. Just because some
It's
of them
actually
will-
back. Dude, it's actually back in the first
Yeah,
trailer,
didn't
they
you
showed-
notice that?
They showed
I didn't
Samus
see it.
doing
I haven't seen
the
that trailer
dual
in a while.
laser.
I
They
haven't
Well, I
showed
mean,
seen that
Samus
like
trailer in a
doing
while, so.
like the Wii Fit trainer when throwing out all those poses and everything all at once, to knock everybody off the
Oh,
stage.
yeah.
That's
They
it's
they
a
even
Smash
talked
Attack. It's
about it.
back.
They even
cool.
talked about it too. In the Smash Brothers website, that the Wii Fit Trainer's Final Smash is the what is that? They call it Wii Fit.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll definitely want a Final Smash involving if they did Skyward Sword Link or him as a palette swap or whatever they do, but them having Fee come back. Fee, I'll be honest with you, that's a character that I want to see come back somehow. The Master
I
Sword
don't.
regained its sentience.
You
Yes, I
understand?
do.
I don't.
like it.
I want Midna back.
Dude,
I want
okay,
Mid
well,
to back. I
I
don't
know
want
why
Fee.
you want Mid to back.
Yeah, you saw that
Everybody
ending?
wanting.
Okay, then. I tried to get a number. I tried to get a phone number in that game. What the hell?
Dude. That's the only way he could get away with his lolly fetish.
Basically.
You know, I find it weird. I find it weird that everybody prefers the imp version of Midna to be more attractive than the human form.
Who did
Oh,
that?
who's that?
Who is that? That's
What?
a pedophile, dude. You need to run away from
That's
them.
what I'm saying, dude.
They just
I
outed
was
themselves
joking
as
with Jay
pedophiles.
just now, but no way.
Whoa.
No way, dude. Nah, man.
Because she had that little mini skirt with the midriff. Man,
What?
please.
Oh,
I
man.
don't want no baby. I want a woman.
I've seen some cosplay pulled off that was like really good with that dude.
Yeah,
have too.
I saw Inform Midna cosplayers.
No. I've seen Final Form Midna cosplay.
Yeah, I'm talking about the grown woman form
Mm-hmm.
with the dress and everything and
I mean,
yeah. We ain't gonna get into that anyway.
Yeah, let's move on.
But no, on your question about DLC, yeah, for like for fighting games, to me it should always be characters.
but it should be like packs of characters. instead of just
Yeah,
one.
character packs.
For like Mario Kart 8, as long as they don't give me Rainbow Road, I'm good. I hate Rainbow Road.
Take
With
You know,
Rainbow
Rainbow Road gonna be that last level.
I know, man.
That's
What
one
happens
staple.
if what if there's a
Rainbow.
DLC map pack, like everything Rainbow Roads from the previous Mario Karts?
I will not buy it. I won't
Rage
buy
quit.
it.
That could be the lowest selling DLC package.
You know what? One thing I would love to see though. Okay. and
Actually,
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this one final time. I want to see something that expands the storyline of Pikmin 3 that involves the use of the white and the purple Pikmin.
Yep.
Oh yes,
Oh,
yes,
I
yes.
gotta see that. You know where, like I said, at least the final third of the game involves the use of those two fully and freely, as well as some additional portions to the campaign after the fact. You could even sit up here and make it look like data logs, where you take a look at what happened with Louis and Olimar prior to that whole crash landing of Alf.
They should definitely do that. That's a good idea, man.
I mean,
It's
that's that idea I brought up at least once or twice before, and that's what I really want to see. If they're gonna do DLC, do it right and make it a full story and make it impact the game somehow. You know what I'm saying? Make it be impactful. Otherwise, you know, it's either play hard or go home.
Yeah.
That's how Nintendo should do it. I mean, I like their two little packs they got out so far, and the price is decent for DLC. The price is decent. But let's be honest here. Who wants to see something to flesh out that story more?
I'd like to see that, yeah, for sure.
There you go. Without having to wait 2-3 years to about 10 years for another sequel.
Right, because you know that's what it's gonna take.
You know, it's funny. I'm glad you mentioned that because when Kid Icarus came out on the 3DS, like they actually the last chapter, like actually during the credits, they pretty much straight up said that you might not get another one for another 25 years, so
Seriously.
you might want to keep playing this one.
It was a little jokey, but I think they were a little bit serious on that.
Yeah, I think it was
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
It was being a little
I
serious.
found
On
that funny, man.
But you know, getting back to games and what gamers want on the PS, the PS side of things, the PlayStation side of things. What's one franchise you would like to see come back to light and fully, come in deep? You know what I'm saying? Go in deep. As far as like this generation.
Talking about like
PlayStation
like
franchise.
PS?
Yeah, PlayStation.
PlayStation.
Mhm.
Oh, come back. Let's see, which one did I?
That you see kind of faded, and you want to see back.
Yeah. Oh, they bought the rights to it. Square Enix bought the rights to it. Grandia. They the ones that bought the rights to it. Back in Grandia 3 came out on PS2 because they had bought it from Ubisoft. So yeah, I would like for them to do that.
Okay.
Though they're probably not.
Well, oh, if like I said, Sony would do that or not. There was an old platformer game that they had that was in 3D that came out right around the time when Super Mario, came out in 64 and whatever. It was this weird robotic rabbit.
Klonoa?
I forgot the name of the rabbit.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
It was a robotic rabbit, and it was like.
I know what you're talking about.
I'm trying to remember the name. The name escapes me.
What system is this released for again?
It was for PlayStation.
PlayStation.
Jack Flash.
Yeah, Jack Flash.
Okay.
I would like to see a fleshed out version of that and see what they could finally do with it.
You ain't gonna never see that.
I know, because it's something that's outside the box. It's something that it escapes. I would like to see something that gets out of their comfort zone, their dude bro comfort zone, and give them something a little bit,
Which brings me to the reason why, out of all the Sony developers, I liked Media Molecule the best.
Oh, okay. I gotta give them credit. They did a lot of good work with the Little Big Planet series. They did a lot of good work. They went a little DLC. They went a little DLC heavy, but
that's saying it nice.
That's but the thing is, some of the DLC was pretty much funny. Like I found that whole Ghostbusters one a complete lark.
Ghostbusters, the God of War one was funny.
Oh Lord!
Remember the God of War one?
Oh Lord!
I'm like, how you gonna make fun of your own franchise, your own first party franchise?
I think that was clever. That was clever of them. You know what I'm saying? It takes them outside of their comfort zone where you can have a little fun with their characters. You know what I'm saying? That's what I liked about that whole thing, and the creator aspect of it, the designing of your own levels. The potential was there to see a whole lot of things there that you normally would not see on a Sony console.
Yeah, like Super Mario Brothers levels.
A lot of them.
Oh yeah,
that was funny. That was funny when they did that.
Oh my God, I was dying, dude. Where you would see that, you seen some kind of impromptu old Pac-Man. You seen oh Lord, I seen a Space Invaders one. I seen oh Lord, because I got the original Little Big Planet. I never got 2, but I was thinking about getting 2 for the heck of it, since it's in the bargain bin anyway.
2 is definitely a lot better than 1.
Better.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get 2. Especially my granddaughter loves him. She likes Sackboy. Sackboy is my desktop over there for my
He's so adorable.
Sackboy is my desktop for my PS3 on my own, my own personal theme. I use Sackboy's theme.
I gotta tell you this. The fact that you can actually make like movies, entire movies.
Dude, machinima on there is hilarious, dude. Especially the way when you see I seen one guy. There was one that came out a whole while back when they did the whole entire Ghostbusters one, and they were doing the video of Ghostbusters. That mess had me dying, dude. Just look it up over there, Ghostbusters, Little Big Planet. Look that up on YouTube. It should still be up.
Oh, actually, that reminds me. They sometimes they even make like really sad and emotional films too in Little Big Planet too. Like one of them actually made me cry. At one of them, forgot the name of it, but it involves like a couple. But the thing is, like one is blind and one is deaf, basically, and I don't know how I put. It involves like music too, like which I like because I love music. I know. I
don't got no TikToks.
Good one. Oh Lord. I'm trying to find Sackbusters over here. It's funny.
You know, that's what I was saying. I know I sold my PS3 for the Wii U from last year, but I think I do want to get a PS. I sold my PS3.
Are you crazy?
But I'm gonna say this right now. I am trying to get a PS3 again. Because it's just mostly for the fact that I just want to get Little Big Planet 2 because that game is just fun in so many ways. I love the creative levels. That a lot of these talented people in the community have made. I really enjoy them, and the awesome films that they made too. Like, dang man, it's like I'm in a whole new world in that game. It's like I wish there would be more games like that.
It's spark creativity. That's always
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? I think Microsoft is trying to do that whole entire thing too with their little creator type of dealie that they're trying to do, similar
You
to
know what's funny? I'm glad you brought that up.
Mhm.
Of all the games they showed, that's the only one that piqued my interest. That
Mhm.
was the only one that I was like, that looks interesting.
The kids
All
are
that
definitely
other stuff I could care less about.
yeah, and I'm telling you something right now. To me, the whole creator aspect is what's really going to bring this generation apart. I got a feeling you're going to see a lot more of modding, but without having to hard mod, the code. You'll see a lot of, without having to sit up here and like go up in there, rebuild everything from the ground up on your own. The modding tools are already be available for you there, kind of like how Little Big Planet did. I wouldn't be surprised if you see a lot of games come out this generation that caters towards the creativity of the community rather than just, here, sit down, play it, and do nothing more. The end.
Yeah, I looked at that and I said, why isn't that on the Wii U? That's the kind of games that should be coming out for Wii U right now.
And this is what I'm talking about. That the big three are really going to push each other's A game if they keep pushing the creativity level like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because they're not gonna have a choice.
You know what I was gonna say is that what's funny is that I'm not sure if it's legit, but I heard that Reggie was actually flattered by Little Big Planet. Reggie Fils-Aimé. He said he was flattered by Little Big Planet. So I was actually hoping that one day Nintendo could do something similar to Little Big Planet.
Well, I would like to see their own unique take on it. As a matter of fact, you know what I would like to see them do? I would like to see them buy out the whole Scribblenauts franchise.
Wow.
I don't see why they wouldn't.
They do
Might as well.
seem to sell the best on Nintendo systems.
That's what I would like to see. For them to take a whole unique take, but I would like to see them turn that and go full on Paper Mario-ish with it.
Yeah,
Paper Mario.
I want to play games.
What do you think? A Paper Mario-ish
Daddy,
Little Big
I want to play
Planet.
games.
That sounds pretty interesting.
There you go. I mean, that would be so it's not a complete cut and copy. You know what I'm saying? And with the whole scribble factor inside there, with the whole scribble factor to aid in your creativity.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Hey,
Let's see.
it makes for an interesting idea. You gotta admit.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Anybody got any more topics to bring up?
Let's
Daddy,
see.
what is this?
We done ran the gambit on this one.
Yes, we
We
have.
spent a lot of time on
The war.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Gamer Nate. Oh man, I stood quiet throughout the whole time.
All I gotta say is,
Stuff happens.
it happens.
Yeah, man, that's fine, man. We're supposed to. That's we all sit here and be yes men to each other. Then
What's the point? We can't circle jerk.
Right, we can't. No.
Yeah.
Exactly. We gotta have different points of view, dude. That's the whole point.
And we have to run in circles around each other because that's just hilarious.
Exactly,
Right.
dude.
Don't get me wrong. I did enjoy it. It was pretty funny. I was laughing at times too.
But
from
dude,
the
that's
inside.
the whole point. But that's the whole point, dude. We're having fun. But anyway, do we have any other topics, dude, that we need to cover?
No, I think we got them. I've been looking through the community ones, and we don't have anything else. So.
About Mr. T, about you. You got anything?
No, my topic was actually going to be about the online stuff with Nintendo, and so we covered that.
We kind of beat it to death.
Yeah, we gotta cover that.
Yeah, we beat it to death.
We're still back.
But like I said, though, that pretty much squares that away. But as far as anything that I may have, aside from that whole the Wii U's gonna be out of the business by next year mess, I really have nothing because I found that hilarious. I wanted to bring that up. I saw that literally pop up in the middle of our podcast.
Right. I mean,
dude, look at this. I'm like, Oh my God, are you kidding me?
The GameCube and the N64 proved that that's not gonna happen.
I mean, like the N64 had one of the best end runs I had ever seen,
Oh man,
and have
Partially
yet
because
to
of
see
Conker's-
in a console.
and it was barren that first year and a half. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Conquer
It's like,
Bad
what,
Fur, they
okay.
really did some
Actually,
craziness.
I think I might have a topic. I'm not sure. This may seem a bit too early for it, but what do you guys may expect for Nintendo to show for next year's E3?
Oh,
Well, I already said two things they're gonna show.
opening footage to Zelda.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
one of them.
that's a definite.
That's the
Zelda.
main one that everybody wants to see, and that's pretty much AG Anuman already said, yeah, you're gonna see it.
Zelda. That's one. And the 3D Mario.
That's the other one. That's the other one that they pretty much promised.
There we go.
Wait,
What's that?
Nintendo's actually going to make another 3D Mario?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like a
The
Galaxy.
3D, a lot of people don't understand what 3D World is because people saying that it's cut and paste from 3D Land. No, 3D World was the one they were actually doing first.
Yeah,
3D Land was cut from that.
it's the other way around.
I could
Yes.
see that. I
Yeah.
could really see that because like 3D World, they're putting like a lot of emphasis on the thing. They're putting a lot of emphasis on 3D World, and I love it. You know, the game looks a lot better than it did before. And actually, that reminds me. I'm not sure if you heard about the article that you know about the BitBlock, right? Like WePhoto Josh. Hello.
I think we lost Mr. T.
Yeah. Okay.
You guys hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, you know about the BitBlock, right? You know, we folded Josh. Player S has brought it up in the site that the game was beaten within 8 hours, right? Then all these people are like saying, "Oh my God, Mario games are getting shorter," but the thing is, we don't know if Josh, from the BitBlock, has 100% of the game.
Yeah, because I'm positive he didn't. I'm positive he didn't.
if that by just like playing the game like your first playthrough blindly, if it takes you about 8 hours to beat, that's not that short actually. That's pretty lengthy.
I doubt that it's that short. I think that's basically running without any other side quests and probably glitching your way through.
Yeah, because there's no way he found everything. There's no way there's no way because if you gonna play like 3D Land, you can't do 3D Land like that. So I'm pretty sure he didn't beat it like that. He probably just did a speed rush.
He probably sat up there and found some warp blocks, warp pipes, and whatever, and went all the way on through. He probably warp piped his way through. I doubt that the game is that short.
Yeah.
Yeah, and who knows? What if there's like secret levels in the game too?
Well, like I said, dude, it's nothing to worry about. We already know Nintendo's Mario games tend to be pretty fleshed out as far as like side routes, epic redo quests, etc. and whatnot. It's small worry, dude.
And I'm pretty sure he died 30 times. Freaking damn game.
Well, we were talking about a lot of people are concerned that 3D World might be shorter than what they try to say it is.
Nah, I heard you. I just trying to figure why I got cut off.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I made sure I sent the invite right back, though.
What's funny is I switched over to the live stream on
Google,
YouTube, so I didn't miss anything.
Google was acting up.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't catch the hiccup. But like I said, though, all that aside, though, I don't see that really being that big of an issue. And like I said, I don't think it's going to be that short. So all that aside, if we got no other topics, I guess we could wrap it up. What do you guys think?
Sure.
Yep.
Wait, what was the question?
No, it's not a question. We were just wrapping it up because of the whole 3D world. That was the last topic.
Oh, okay.
So we're just pretty much going to wrap it up from here because it's already been about, what, an hour and a half?
Oh, yeah.
Close to
Like
it.
2 hours.
Close to it. Probably knocking on 2 hours.
The war between us against Nate.
Hey, dude, seriously, no. All right. Okay, anyway, all that aside, people, well, I guess we're going to call it a night. We're going to start this time from the right on to the left. Ms. T, your floor.
All right, there, fools. Thanks again for having me on the podcast. It was a great time. Make sure you go and check out my latest couple of videos. And listen to my little boy. While you're doing that. No, but again, it was a lot of fun. I'll see you guys next week.
Alrighty. You take it easy, bro. And up next, we got over here Jay Fleming, a.k.a. Death.
Hey everybody, hope y'all enjoyed the show. Real quick before I sign off, if you're going to get a PS4 or an Xbox One, I want you guys to be safe. If y'all doing a midnight release, make sure you take somebody with you. Do not go by yourself. I don't want to see any reports of people getting killed and shot up over their new system. Be sure to be safe, be smart, and just make sure you go with somebody and not by yourself. All right.
And there's no
like
trolling either.
launch,
That's actually serious because a lot of people tend to be kind of froggy when it comes to these consoles.
Yeah.
For some reason.
So y'all be safe out there. Just make sure, like I said, if you're going at midnight, do not go by yourself. Make sure you park near the store that you're getting it from. Make sure you park near the lights. Do
There
not
you
be
go.
stupid. Do not be brave. Just be smart and be safe. All right, y'all. Be easy. We'll see you next week.
Alrighty. And up next, we got the little me that could. We got Jamie Butterworth. Do your thing, man.
Jamie Butterworth signing out, endorsing Jay's buddy system there. As always, and I mean it, go buy my book, Superpowered, on Amazon.com. I'm a full-fledged author. I gotta pimp my stuff out. So.
Oh, I hear you, bro. Alrighty. And up next, we got Gilbert. Your floor, Gilbert.
All right. I have to say, this is Gilbert, and thank you for having me in the podcast once again. It's another great and fun night. And to Gamer Nate,
Dude.
no hard feelings. No hard feelings.
Alright. Anyway, all that aside, up here has taken up the last place is QMC, Quan Manchu, a.k.a. Quan, a.k.a. Don't Call Me Late for Supper. And as I always say, everybody, whatever's clever.